radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Is it time for you to get new windows, doors, or siding? Then I have 2 pieces of advice for you. Call Tommy's Windows and get multiple quotes. Then you can compare our costs, products, and references. Go to GoTommys.com to give us a chance. We're Tommy's Windows.
Go Tommy's!
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, February 7th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 72. In hour 1 of today's show, we'll talk about the upcoming commitment of Terry Bussey, and we'll discuss some New Orleans Saints offensive staff openings. We will also wish Alondra a happy birthday. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Another day here on OTB, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. T-Bob, Alondra, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Alondra, I had no idea it was your birthday today. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude. My birthday's in 2 days. So way
Almost
to cuck my
twins.
birthday. Almost.
I was telling her before the show, I don't know what was in the air in the month of June, but her birthday's today.
Yeah.
Yours is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie's was yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Who works here.
Yeah,
Garrett
yeah.
Nussmeier's birthday was yesterday.
Okay.
So people were getting busy in the month of June, no doubt about it.
An odd amount of that's an
Memphis?
eclectic group of birthday knowledge that you have there, Taylor.
Jake's son
yes, Jake's
was
son.
Sunday.
Well, I mean, one was today, one was yesterday, so it wasn't like a lot of time went by.
Yeah.
I guess Garrett Nussmeier is the only real wild card in that equation.
I just saw it on LSU's Twitter.
Happy birthday to Garth Brooks, too.
It's his birthday as well.
I share a birthday with Garth Brooks.
Okay. You also share a birthday with one of my best friends.
Happy
boy,
birthday,
Trey
Trey.
Helms. A little brother of Brett Helms. I'll never forget a friendship that had one of the best meet cutes ever.
Okay.
Where it's, we're freshmen at LSU. He actually hadn't been there during the summer. He ended up walking on. So he came and joined us during fall camp. And we're sitting there, we're on a knee. It's like 100 degrees outside. We're tired, middle of practice. He's sweating.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what we started talking about, but all of a sudden, World of Warcraft came up. And next thing you know, we're bosom buddies. Just talking
Bosom
about,
buddies.
wow, how much we love it. And what's wild is now here, 17 years later,
Yeah.
me and him are still playing WoW together and are very excited for phase 2 of Season of Discovery to drop tomorrow on our shared birthday on the 9th.
love
He's the 7th. I know. How crazy. 17 years later, still playing the same game together. We were just raiding in BFD a night ago.
I've got some pretty good, B-Day twins, like Thomas More, St. Thomas More.
Okay, shout out.
John Deere.
Okay,
Charles
wow.
Dickens.
What?
Chris Rock.
Damn.
Matt Stafford.
I got
Steve Nash.
I got Vladimir Guerrero.
Ashton Kutcher.
That's the only one I remember.
Dang, I got some good
growing up.
ones.
You got some really good ones. Nice job. Happy birthday, Alondra.
Thank you.
So what are we, 26?
26.
Hell yeah.
Golly, getting old.
My Daryl Strawberry year.
Wow.
Maybe don't celebrate it the same way that Daryl did.
Yes.
Why
Maybe
not?
tone it down.
Why
a
not?
tad.
A little less, but because booger sugar's dangerous nowadays.
Yeah, I
You
do
know,
have
dude.
to come to work. I
Streets
know,
are hot.
I know, yeah, the streets are very hot.
Streets are
yeah.
hot. It's not good. It's
Well,
very
I mean,
disappointing.
you do a
It's-
morning show. It might actually help you with work.
Yeah. I mean, look, not. Amphetamines and talk shows
I don't-
generally tend to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
There's a reason why a lot of, I think, Hollywood people get caught up in it. And I think it's because when, we always think about if you're an actor, like doing the acting part of the job, but the other 90% is what? Just constantly being on press tours.
Like just talking all
and
the
just
time.
talking to people 24/7 that you don't know, but you have to be on. You have to be charming. You have to be energetic. And then like the one time you let your guard down is the only interview we're ever going to see. Yeah. Nobody's watching all of the normal press interviews where everything goes well. It's only when the person like does something
loses
interesting
it
because they're just sick of dealing with it. So, it's not the hardest to understand why. But look, we do have a really solid show planned for you today. We're going to have Matt Flynn in for some flustering. Bussey Watch 2024 continues. Basically, I should have mentioned this right after the Underhill piece yesterday, but I just got lost in the sauce a bit. But Nick Underhill told us essentially yesterday that Ronald Curry was going to be let go. And I meant to mention that when he was being very, Nick tends to leave breadcrumb trails. This was more like lighting the beacons of Gondor. Like it was very obvious when he was talking about more impending staff changes. And you think about a new OC and a quarterbacks coach. So we'll get to that as well. Denver Harris on the move, some baseball news. Flestering will probably be all about the Super Bowl. And then at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, Terry Bussey is going to announce. So the last hour of the show, we're going to have Billy Embody on at 9:30, and we'll be able to put a final cap on this LSU 2024 class and see just how high this class has ended up climbing. If you want to get involved, youtube.com/ and we'll get into Pels Clippers tonight as well, going down in the blender. Go pack it out. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. If you want to get involved, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. You come watch the chat there, hang out, talk, whatever. And as always, like, subscribe, sub to OTB Saints, OTB LSU as well. All right. Let's go ahead. Like we told you yesterday, Jake is actually not in Las Vegas covering the Super Bowl. Rather, we have him live in Houston. No, not Houston. Where does Terry Bussey live? Somewhere in Texas. We have him live. We placed him somewhere in Texas to bring us boots on the ground reporting about Terry Bussey, what his decision makes. He's outside the home. Let's throw to Jake now for Bussey Watch 2024. Bussey Watch.
The mood is tense. I have been on some serious reports, but nothing quite like this.
Terry Bussey
is inside right now. I tried to get an interview with him, but they said, nope, you can't do that. He's a live bear. He will literally rip your face off. Hey, you're making me look stupid. Get out here.
Bussey.
Jerk.
Well, as you can see, not much has changed since yesterday. Terry Bussey still firmly entrenched in his house. Thank you, Jake. So at this point, all we can do is engage in conjecture and give you some things to think about. And I think there's a few elements to highlight here. First off, LSU has been all in on Terry Bussey since the end of that first signing day, right? There's something to be said for that. They did so much work the first time around. They flipped Dominic McKinley. Actually, did they flip him on that signing day?
So he decommitted on signing day, and then like a couple days after he committed.
But he did sign or no? Is he signing today as well?
He has not signed yet. Yeah. He's supposed to sign today. He's already committed.
So I'm sure there was some ancillary work to do on McKinley and making sure that stays as is through this final process. But outside of that, you had this class complete after that first signing day. And so while in the, for these coaches, getting ready for that day is awful and a grind and never ending, it does free up some time for kind of putting your crown jewels in the class or the finishing touches, if you will. And they did that with McKinley. They flipped Weston Davis, I believe, as well. And then everything else after that went all in to Terry Bussey. So there's something to be said. Now, granted, A&M maybe to a lesser extent, but still could focus more of their resources there also. We mentioned the flips. I think you've already flipped 4 from A&M, including Dominic McKinley. So there is precedence for the change that Terry Bussey is considering. And I got to say, I think the pitch from LSU is damn strong right now. Corey Raymond returning is a bit like Gandalf the White cresting the hill in the Battle of Helm's Deep, right? right when things look the darkest, here comes Corey Raymond heralding the return of DBU. And you pitch Terry Bussey saying, look, man, and you can be at the forefront. You can lead the charge, drive back the darkness, play right away, and help to restore the glories of the past. And built into the pitch as well is simply, I think, the relative stability at LSU right now. Brian Kelly is into the third year of the process. You've resulted in 2 10-win seasons in a row. Your program trending in an upward direction. You, with the defensive coaching changes, have like A&M's going through a full rebuild right now, top to bottom, because of what Mike Elko took over. And reportedly, he is completely trying to change the culture, right? From being, less NIL focused, and that's still obviously going to be a huge element for them, but trying to attract a player that, I don't know, maybe you're more traditional, sort of bought in, just like what LSU and others are trying to do, still engage in NIL, but establish some stronger ties than just monetary ones. But the point is, Elko's having to kind of rebuild from the ground up. LSU's only doing that defensively. But they can still point to the head man being in charge. They can still point to the consistency of the last couple of years and the results therein. Only now you add guys like Corey Raymond, Blake Baker, Peoples, others that will be pitching Bussey. And again, so I may be biased, right? But I do think that the coaching staff changes for LSU favor that over A&M. Now, it should be mentioned that while LSU did get an official visit at a critical time in order to try to make that final impact, A&M still did get the final visit, which he did not have to do. He's been to A&M a ton. And to be fair, A&M's pitch is not without merit either, right? You stay in Texas. I think it's like a 2-hour drive, or it's like a 4-hour, maybe 2.5 versus 4. So slightly closer. And you could, be the face of the rebirth of Texas A&M. And we talked about this a lot with Dylan Raiola, the 5-star quarterback choosing Nebraska over Georgia. If you go to A&M and you become great, you're kind of forging your own legacy versus trying to live up to the legacies of the past at LSU, like Corey Webster, Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, Eric Reed, like whatever. Like pick your defensive back that wowed you during his time at LSU. There's a lot more lineage there than there is for the Aggies. Also, maybe you're hearing some Georgia rumors. Obviously, Bussey being recruited to Alabama when Tavares Robertson was there. He goes over to Georgia, and, well, he's an expert recruiter. He's got a ton of pre-existing great relationships with players all over the place, and Bussey did end up visiting Athens as well. But from reading Shea and Billy Embody and Matthew Brune and others, it does appear that while UGA has entered the chat, they remain behind the other two. I think it would be a complete surprise if he were to announce for the Bulldogs come 9 a.m. Let's be clear. Terry Bussey plays this close to the vest. And you have players that do this every cycle. And even when he was, before he committed to A&M, nobody really knew he was going to do it. And even before that, he was reportedly a silent commit for like months, right? So only Terry knows what Terry's going to do. But there does seem to be a tinge of an LSU lean in the reporting. Again, though, am I reading biased sources, right? I don't know. I am reading sources that mainly cover LSU, and they tend to kind of lean that way in a lot of these battles. I would not get my hopes overly up for it. I wouldn't buy into any of the lean stuff simply because he has been so firm on A&M for so long that representing, or that a flip would represent kind of a massive coup for LSU. And I love how Billy Embody wrote about it, saying, quote, if they flip him, quote, it'll be a terrific balance of relationships established by Frank Wilson, Sherman Wilson, and others, complemented by the closing pitch of Corey Raymond and Blake Baker with their plan for his development and early playing time that won the day. And really, take Bussey out of it. That terrific balance of relationships is something that is clearly on display right now. When you look at how this new staff is operating, the well-oiled nature that they are operating with, despite the fact that this is still all relatively new, and it feels like they've really landed in a good place. Now, we got to see how this is going to play out kind of over time, right? Because it's easy to be friends when you first start on a job together, but then when you get to know each other more and more and learn each other more and more, sometimes those relationships can go awry. But at least here early on, I mean, Sherman Wilson's been a beast. Frank Wilson is obviously like pretty much the best when it comes to Louisiana, or not pretty much, is the best when it comes to Louisiana recruiting. And now you're adding Raymond and Baker to that fold, and everybody seems to really understand what their role within the larger picture is, which is key for success, right? It speaks to what it speaks to alignment, the thing that has been a theme for LSU since day one that Brian Kelly was hired. So, Bussey Watch will know a little less than 2 hours from now will LSU land the crown jewel, the fourth 5-star of this class, push them all the way up to maybe number 5, consensus top 5 class in the entire country. As Josh Pate said the other day, a real tough look for the Brian Kelly can't recruit crowd already, Bussey or no, with the class that LSU's put together in 24 and what they're building in 25. Taylor, I know you have takes of the Bussey situation. Anything that you need to add?
I think LSU has a stronger pitch right now than Texas A&M, and you were talking about it, and I think it was a good point, but we could also look at it the other way as well, because you're saying, well, do you want to live up to the expectations at LSU or forge your own path at A&M? If I'm LSU, I'm pitching, hey, be a part of bringing DBU back to LSU. Yes, Corey Raymond's back. You could come in. You're fighting for a starting spot from jump. I mean, you have Ashton Stamps and Javian Toviano. They were solid at the end of the year. They are by no means entrenched as starters. You can play corner. You can play safety. He was a great returner in high school. I get you brought in Xavier Thomas, but that position is not locked down either. I mean, there are multiple ways that you can impact this team. You can be part of Brian Kelly bringing a championship to LSU. You can be part of rebuilding DBU and the dominance that's LSU. I think they have the stronger pitch, no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, no, look, like I said, that's how you frame it, right? Like Corey Raymond's Gandalf and he's Éomer, and let's lead this charge back to the glories of the past. It's just what's going to resonate with him more. And look, that's his home. Texas is. And it's close to home, and that always matters. One thing that On3 did go to point out is that there's some ideas out there that, like in Bussey's camp, that there are some like heavy A&M influences, and they were pretty explicit about the fact that they do not believe that to be true. That this decision is going to be Bussey's and Bussey's alone. So we will see. All right, when we get back, let's get into some of these New Orleans Saints staff changes. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
KTOZblinds.com. KTOZblinds.com. That's for K to Z Windows. If you want window coverings it's a great origin story, too. Brandon Barton's grandmother was the original secretary of Junior League, making drapes for her friends, right? A bunch of affluent women. Brandon ends up taking over in the 90s and being like, no, we need to do this full time, go all in on all of this. And I mean, he's out there pounding the pavement, building it on Swequity, right? Small jobs into bigger jobs. And now 15 years later, K to Z is rolling and killing it. Why K to Z? Look, the reviews are top notch. But the best part is the amount of information that you're going to get. You'll know more about any window treatments than you ever thought was possible when Brandon gets done walking through your home. And he's going to find you exactly what you need, whether it's a starter home, the home of your dream. If you want to maximize your interior, you want K to Z, KTOZblinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
I'm so happy, 'cause today found my friends are in my head. I'm so
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Brian Burgess in the chat says, good morning. Happy over the hump. / National Fettuccine Alfredo Day. Okay. Maybe it's time.
Looks like Elijah has to order that tonight. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not. That's too basic.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a fettuccine Alfredo, but it's a very basic meal.
It is. It is, no doubt. It's like a it's a feel good. It's a feel good meal. Also, pasta in general is interesting where there's a it's how do I want to say this? Like easy to do, hard to master. Like you can get solid pasta at a lot of restaurants. It's rare I find that you find the pasta that is really next level. Now, when you find it, it will blow your mind and it's incredible, but it's a pretty easy baseline to achieve. Like you have fettuccine Alfredo pretty much anywhere and it's like, it's going to taste fine. It's going to taste good.
There's this place in New York. Every time I go to New York, we go to this place. Last time I went to New York, we went twice.
Hell yeah.
It's called San Ambrose. And, I forget where it's at, but they have the best bolognese that is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the best bolognese that I've ever had in my life. I met Bruce Willis at that restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was so hard for me not to be like, yippee-ki-yay.
How good looking was he in real life? My mother always said that was the best looking man she's ever seen in real life.
He was pretty dang good looking.
Yeah.
Like his this was a couple years ago, so he's like older.
Well, he's dealing with
he's
dealing with like dementia or something along those lines.
Or something like that. Yeah. No, he was pretty dang good looking. Like I looked right into his eyes, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, those are some ocean blue eyes."
Yes, carries himself with like a gravitas.
Oh my gosh,
general confidence.
It was awesome.
Well, I'm sure that made the pasta taste better as well. But yeah, like yes, so when you find great pasta, but all this is to say that I agree with you. It's not a birthday meal unless you're going to a place where that's what they are known for.
Yeah, if I was in New York, yeah,
like the Olive Garden.
Right.
Unlimited fettuccine, unlimited breadsticks.
Do they do unlimited fettuccine?
I don't think so.
I think they do unlimited fettuccine, dude.
It's salad and breadstick.
I don't know. Look it up.
Their breadsticks are
look it up.
Bomb.
Yeah, they're great. I was actually eaten there one time.
What?
Yeah, and it was when I was a little sad. I was trying to weasel my way into a dinner one time, and I got left to the bar basically.
Oof.
And then I was alone, and there's an Olive Garden within walking distance, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go drown my sorrows by eating alone at the OG.
Yeah.
And it was great. I got fettuccine Alfredo and a bunch of breadsticks.
Wow.
So it looks like you can buy a pasta pass.
Yes.
It allows a pass holder to enjoy never-ending pasta at Olive Garden as many times as they wish for 9 weeks.
I mean, there's
no way.
So it's not like something you can do at a restaurant.
That people are buying this.
Olive Garden Battle Pass.
I mean, I'd buy it, depending on how much it is.
Do you get any like sweet rewards? Like it's like a video game Battle Pass. The more pasta you eat, the more you unlock.
It's like the Capital One Venture points.
Happy National Fettuccine Alfredo Day. Brian also says, how bad will the melt be if Bussey keeps his commitment to A&M? I don't think it'd be especially bad, actually.
I don't think so either.
This is the rare case where it does not feel make or break. It feels like lagniappe, where this is already a really solid class. They added the star power that was missing even pre that, like we've gone in depth on. I love the foundations of this class, built on Louisiana 4-star talent, very reminiscent of the foundations of national championship teams of the past. And so, again, Bussey is just that. He's lagniappe to me. Like, if you don't win, then, credit A&M. They've been doing a very good job from him on day one. He has very good relationships, even after all the coaching changeover. And you just got to tip your cap, keep moving. Hank Martin says, what about the Aggies being a dumpster fire? How would a kid want to go there at all right now? I don't know that I would consider them a dumpster fire right now. I mean, they're in a rebuild, but change always brings with it a sense of excitement. And if anything, like one thing that I would expect out of the Mike Elko era, the Tommy Moffitt era, if you will, would be a little less drama and a little more toughness. And I think that's kind of one of the reasons why that's why you were entertaining Stoops. It's why you end up going Elko, is you are looking to get away from some of the opulence of the Jimbo Fisher era, which it's hard to discern how these things come about. But obviously, in something that Fisher was doing, there was a cultural issue that seeped downwards into the play, right? Where a lack of toughness, maybe lack of commitment, like however you want to frame it, there's a reason why. And it doesn't help that Fisher was also past his prime schematically, right? Obviously, but no, I think I would not describe A&M as a dumpster fire right now. They're just having to deal with the pain of a coaching change, which is tough on any major school. At least they got out ahead of it compared to some of these others.
I would argue that, I mean, yeah, you're in a rebuild, but you might have more stability now than you had last recruiting cycle. You had a coach who was up in the air. You bring in Elko, who a lot of people forget, like, was the defensive coordinator there. And when he was there, that was by far the best aspect of their team was their defense. He did a really nice job at Duke. He got the most he possibly could out of Riley Leonard. He won some big-time games there that others may not have won. Like, you could argue there's more stability there now than there has been.
I would agree. One interesting thing to note, and this is not normally stuff that you hear spoken about publicly, but when I was at the Senior Bowl, I was talking to some coaches and whatnot that have been in these recruiting battles, and I was talking to a coach who said he won every recruiting battle when he was recruiting for LSU over A&M, and then when he switched sides, lost everyone. And one thing that he mentioned that's this is something A&M, this is real. Something A&M has to has to overcome at least, is that Texas A&M feels really white. And I know that sounds weird, but if you think about it, it's really not, right? You're kind of in the middle of nowhere, Texas. It's a military school by tradition, agriculture. And then you compare that to Baton Rouge, a very diverse city, LSU, one of the more diverse colleges in the SEC, if not the most diverse. And I just think we talked about it with hiring and stuff, right? You tend to kind of gravitate towards your culture and what you're used to, and make no mistake, that is something A&M has been having to battle with. And in the NIL era, they were overcoming it with just paying a ton of money, and they're still going to have to rely on a lot of that. But that is something that A&M constantly has to battle, and it's really, I think, now if it's A&M versus Ole Miss, it's a wash, a whitewash, if you will. If I think it comes more into focus when you're talking about something like A&M versus an LSU, which is a much more diverse place. So we'll see where it ends up going. Coming up at 9 a.m., we're going to learn the fate of Terry Bussey. All right, that's enough on Cruton, even though that is all the signing day news, right? And we're going to revisit it when he commits. We got Billy Embody later in the show as well. Now let's get into the New Orleans Saints next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
We love partnering with new local business here on OTB, and that's why we are so excited to be with Trash Rangers, y'all. And look, if you're in Livingston Parish, you're in Ascension Parish, I want you to know that you have a choice. You don't have to go with these national companies that don't treat you right, that aren't consistent, that keep the trash in Louisiana but take the profits out of the state, okay? You go to trashsignup.com. In 3 minutes, you can see prices, you can select how many cans you need, you can see your pickup days, and you can pay online. And how about this? Never forget to take the trash out again. They text you when they're on their way, okay? So you know. So even if you do forget because life's crazy and you get overwhelmed, it's okay. You're going to know. And when they say they're going to show up, they show up. That's the bottom line, okay? And they ain't going to sell out to Waste Management. Believe that. So when you see the red can, you see the red trucks, you already know that's the locally owned Trash Rangers. Go to trashsignup.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time to slip away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Terry Bussey's decision. We'll go to Knoxville to preview Tigers and Vols, and it's a What If Wednesday. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB rolling right along here now. Number 1 got Matt Flynn coming in for hour 2 for some flestering. Adam Fields. Anybody else nervous about Kubiak coaching in the Super Bowl and not yet officially taking the Saints OC job? The Cliff Kingsbury thing is making me pee a little. Of course, Cliff Kingsbury was on the inside track to be the Oakland Raiders offensive coordinator. Reportedly, contract talks break down on Saturday, and then Sunday he becomes a Washington Commanders OC. That feels like those contract talks probably broke down because of the Commanders offer coming in after the Raiders one. And it's a fair point in that nothing is ever done until it's done. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but I do think it's highly unlikely that anybody but Clint Kubiak will be the Saints' next offensive coordinator. And it's because of days like yesterday where you can see even more moves made to go ahead and accommodate Clint, right? Clearly the camps are already talking, have already had, again, the deal is agreed to in principle, right? Pen has to be put to paper. What that means is they've already kind of got ideas about what he's going to want to do when he comes in. And that's why you get the news yesterday that Ronald Curry is out as quarterbacks coach in New Orleans. And again, we should have mentioned this immediately after the Underhill interview because he led us there with a flaming spotlight, did all but say that. And it makes sense, right? You're a new OC. Chances are you're going to want your own quarterback coach in there. And it's in keeping with something that we talked about. And I've seen some of the reaction online, and some of it's kind of like, whatever, it is what it is. But I've seen quite a bit of frustration as well. And I get it. Curry was a fan favorite, a player favorite. But as we told you, I think last week, maybe a couple of weeks ago, these are the exact type of decisions that I was talking about when I said that there would be choices made that would chafe because they are made to improve a situation that you fundamentally disagree with. Like if you fundamentally disagree with the heavy investment in Allen and by extension Carr and having to make him work, well then all of these are going to frustrate you because every offensive decision is going to be made with that idea of trying to maximize Carr. And I think that's right. Like even if, let's say I don't agree, even though I still think there is a little more wiggle room here than maybe I felt midway through the season last year. But even if Carr is not the guy in your opinion, once you let's say you're on that staff and you're like, I don't think he's the guy. But you get shouted down, and you're like, well, whatever. You get the directive from your boss. We have to forge ahead with Derek Carr as the centerpiece. Well, then you have to change your brand. Okay, then how do we do that? And how you do that is going out and hiring a guy like Clint Kubiak. And then how do you try to ensure that he is successful in a year in which you have to have it? You allow him to become the head coach of the offense. You allow him to pick his staff. That's why Doug Marrone is out at O-line. That's why Ronald Curry is out at quarterbacks coach. So again, I know that he was a fan favorite. I know that it could be frustrating because you may believe that all of these moves are investing in something that is already lost. But I think we can agree that, like, it's still better to go all in on some, like, it's the old mantra of it's better to have 11 guys doing the wrong thing than 10 guys doing the right one and one guy doing the wrong, right? It gives you a better chance of success if everybody's on the same page, moving in the same direction. In fact, I think that's kind of one of the core problems of the Saints of last year, and it's something that is probably going to lead to some of your favorite players leaving. We mentioned it, the kind of cultural rift that seems to be appearing within this New Orleans organization. Like, if DA's going to make the playoffs and going to work out and trying to be, well, you might have to force some guys out that don't believe in him. And that sucks if you think that DA's not the guy, no matter what, but it probably does represent the best path to maximizing whatever DA in this current regime can be, which doesn't appear to be a very high ceiling, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to go for it. And the Saints are clearly showing you that you are. For Ronald Curry, I mean, Sean Payton already tried to prime away last year. Would not be surprised at all if he ends up in Denver. I do think it's a bit of a bad break for Curry from a timing perspective, right? More ideal would have been to be released maybe at the beginning of the offseason, and then when all these tons of jobs were opening up, you would have been a candidate maybe for OCs, maybe for other quarterback jobs. Whereas now, who knows, maybe you get forced into more of like a shadow staff type of situation. But Curry out in New Orleans, and it makes sense because, well, you got a new OC, and you're going to let him create the offense in his image. Taylor, you were mentioning that you have some potential candidates to look forward to.
Yeah, so your quarterback's coach now is gone in Ronald Curry, a guy who was well respected in that building. But you're obviously going to let Kubiak come in, hire his own staff. What about Clay Kubiak, his brother? He was the assistant quarterback's coach at the 49ers.
Yeah.
That's an option as well. Brian Griese. Would Brian Griese come and make a lateral move? He's the current 49ers QB coach. Now, that one's a little bit difficult because you would think he would probably get elevated within the 49ers system, maybe to that passing game coordinator role where Kubiak was.
And
that's
like,
an option
again,
as well.
like, are you going to move, from the stability of being a part of the Kyle Shanahan regime to the 1 year chips to the center of the table situation that you see in New Orleans? That's a tough one.
This one's not likely. It's just fun to talk about, okay? It's a pipe dream one, T-Bob. What about Eric Bieniemy? Eric Bieniemy is unemployed right now. It doesn't look like he's going to get the Seattle Seahawks OC job. It looks like that's going to be Chip Kelly. They've interviewed him multiple times. All other spots are pretty much full. He's a guy that the market has staled on a little bit. The offense wasn't great in Washington. They had a lot of yards, but similar to Pete Carmichael's offense, like in between the 20s, they were great. They weren't great in the red zone.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 19.4 points per game. They had 18.9 before he got there, so not a huge jump. Now, was it all his fault? No. I mean, he had Sam Howell at quarterback. Like, what are you going to do? But, I mean, that's a guy who is looking for a job, who's been known as how well he can coach the quarterbacks. I don't think he would take the role, but if all offensive coordinator positions gets taken, he's a man without a job.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would love Eric Bieniemy. It seems crazy that he would be a quarterback's coach at this point, but I don't know. I don't exactly. I don't understand what chafed the players so badly in Washington that the Kansas City players love so much. Because remember, there were all the reports that maybe he was almost like too tough or too hard on these players in Washington. And then you had guys like Tyreek Hill coming out and basically saying like I love that. Like he's the guy who made us who we were through that. So Look, if the market makes it so that Eric Bieniemy is your quarterback coach, that would feel like a massive win for sure. Even though I would feel for Bieniemy a bit that this kind of fall has continued.
It's funny you mentioned that about they thought he was too tough. You could say, well, that's been a soft organization. They've underperformed for years. But then you hired Dan Quinn, who's known as that hard-nosed, defensive-minded coach. One of the first moves he makes is we're not going with Eric Bieniemy. I'm bringing in Cliff Kingsbury, who's more sizzle than steak, if you will. He's a younger, less hard-nosed coach. So it was a weird, maybe it just wasn't a good fit in Washington.
Yeah, obviously, even long time. Ron Rivera was the one talking about it, and that's a long-time NFL coach. So Bieniemy, I don't know. It's impossible for me to understand the full breadth of the situation outside looking in. But that would definitely be a name. That probably after this though, that probably feels like Clint, right? He was assistant quarterbacks coach. Clay.
Under Clint.
Yes,
they are brothers. He was the assistant QB coach under Brian Griese in San Francisco. Obviously, the relation is there. He would be moving up a role, not a lateral role like Brian Griese. So that one makes the most sense.
I'm guessing Clay also spelled with a K.
It is.
There you go. Clint and Clay Kubiak. The triple Nope. No.
The KKK.
No, Camp. You can never go to 3 Ks.
Well, it's also 2 Ks, but if you put it together, it's 4. So
K
it's not
to the
even
third
triple.
power.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, quad K.
Yeah, it's not even triple.
Well, if you do
what's
Clint
their middle
and Clay,
names?
yeah.
What are their middle names?
Certainly,
it has to be a K name in the middle.
No. There is no chance that it's a K name in the middle. You cannot be that dumb to put a K middle name when you started both the first and last name with them.
I didn't do this. Their parents did.
That's what I'm saying. They cannot be that dumb.
Alexander.
There
Clint
we go.
Alexander Kubiak.
There you go. Yeah. CAC. Get him. All right. When we get back, more OTB. Wrap it up hour 1.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon. Get it done. 225-888-8888. You need somebody who's going to stand up to the big insurance companies when you get in an accident, get you what you deserve. Somebody's going to fight for you. You want Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. Look, you go to Get Gordon right there. Injured, get a free consult now. You just fill out a couple steps of information and bam, you're in the system. And in a way, your teammates, a lot of your favorite athletes, because you too are on the G team, just like them. The entire LSU women's basketball team, Coach Mulkey, ton of the baseball players, ton of the football players. And on social media, they have really cool sit-downs with your favorite athletes. The Grub with G series, one of my particular favorites, where you watch them chop it up and you kind of learn what makes these guys tick. It's interesting to watch someone as successful as Gordon kind of break it down with these cats, as these cats are trying to find their own success. So go check them out at Get Gordon on social media. And remember, you get an accident, your area code, then 888-8888. Get Gordon, get it done today.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. It's National Signing Day. We'll have a decision from 5-star Terry Bussey. Join us for Wednesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
We racing for pinks this morning. Tay-Tay has a big old 16-ounce NOS energy drink rocking and rolling right
Y'all thought
now.
we were joking.
Nope, there it is.
He
I
drinks
need an
NOS.
NIL deal with NOS because there's no way their customer base is that big, and I drink these all the time.
Well,
So I need
obviously
like
it's
an
kind
NIL
of big,
deal.
right? By the way,
an
Ashley
NIL
Megan, the Bussey commitment's at 9 a.m., so we'll be bringing it to you live here on OTB. So you told me something crazy, though. So you're working till 9 tonight. So we're looking at a solid, you got here at 6, solid 15-hour workday there.
Yeah.
Always fun.
LSU basketball tonight.
You're claiming, though, that one energy drink that you will finish by the end of today's show will hold you all the way through 9 p.m.
Dude, that's why I drink them, right? Like it's the only
That's
energy
wild.
drink that gives me energy all day long. Like I don't know what it is. The other ones do not. This one here, like I feel like when the mother's like, I had the strength to pick up the car,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
that's
hell yeah.
me. That is me picking up the vehicles on NOS. Like it
Do
gives me
not
energy all
ever
day.
introduce this man to actual amphetamines, because if you like that feeling, whew, let me tell you, it goes deeper. I mean, it can get freakier and get crazier for sure.
I mean, it's NOS. That's like, yeah, electric battery, like whatever the juice out
It's
of a
motor
battery.
oil.
Yeah,
It's
like
motor oil.
he's juiced up right now.
And
you can't tell me you're not gonna have like a soda throughout the day. That's still caffeine.
Typically no. When I
Oh
drink
my
these,
gosh,
No,
how do you
afternoon
not,
coffee.
like,
So-
I don't
Well, I'm not a coffee
understand.
drinker.
I
so-
thought you were in danger, though, of, classic rookie move, blowing your NOS too early.
No.
But no, you're saying that it's going to last you the entire race.
No premature energy outage here, T-Bob. We are hours.
Wow.
Good on you, man. I mean, I've gotten pretty consistent now. Big coffee in the morning, one coffee for snaps at noon, and that's it. But I would definitely probably be hitting a third one if I had to do the LSU basketball game tonight. So a couple good games tonight. LSU, they're at Tennessee tonight. Is that it?
At
Did I make that up?
I think.
Oh wait, no. Yeah,
They're playing Tennessee.
Yes.
I think it's on the road.
I think it's at Tennessee, and then I
yeah.
think it's home versus Alabama
Yeah,
on
that's right.
Saturday
That's right.
at
It
11
is.
a.m. So really tough week for the boys after a nice win last Saturday.
They got a tough one in general coming up because you go Alabama, then you play Florida, who's kind of middle of the road. Then you're at number 15 South Carolina, home against number 17 Kentucky. It's a tough 5-game stretch.
Yeah.
Tennessee's number 6 right now, I think.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Alabama 16, South Carolina. So 4 of your next 5 games are inside the top 18.
Brian LaPlace, how many coffee drinkers in the studio? I mean, Jake's a massive coffee drinker. Interestingly enough, though, he loves his with I don't know if it's cream, sugar, milk, or whatever, but he has a very tan looking coffee all the time. I'm just a little black boy. I just love a big black coffee. It's my absolute favorite, dude. What about you,
How do you
Alondra?
do it? How do you drink black coffee?
Because
you are built so different.
No,
this
no.
is incredible.
My wife has 2 black coffees every morning.
Yeah, no, it was. I've told this before, so I apologize.
No, I know, but
it's just, it was purposeful, because when I started drinking coffee, kind of into college, beginning of out of college, I thought, well, okay, if I train my taste buds to because honestly, your body's, my body at least, is craving the drug. I want that caffeine, right?
I'm.
So you can train. People talk about acquired taste. That's all that is. It's an acquired taste because I know when I taste that delicious bitterness, I'm getting that caffeine hit that I'm looking for.
Right.
And so when I first started drinking, I was like, you know what? If I go now and never engage in any sugar or milk or anything, then I'll never need it.
Yeah.
And I can always just dump coffee in a cup and be good to go.
That's like
And it's worked.
allergies. I don't really feel like anybody's actually allergic to food. You just think you are. And if you eat it enough, you train your body.
That's an interesting
thought.
thought.
If you train your body to keep eating the food, it's gonna be this is actually
Someone's
normal.
eating shellfish, their throat closes up. And
exactly.
It's all in your head.
People have to have EpiPens
I
to
don't
stay
believe
alive.
in gluten allergies. That is not a thing.
It's all in your head. Your throat is not closing.
You gotta mind over matter it.
This is do not take Alondra's advice here, guys. We cannot,
Mind over matter.
She is allowed to have her opinion. This is not the official stance of the show. Hour 2 next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
RejuveMeMedical.com. Let's just get look, Jake's deadly allergic to bees. Let's just sting him with a bunch until he's not such a wuss anymore.
Yeah, just keep stinging him and his body will get used to it.
Yeah, I'd be it's just a little bee sting, dude. Chill out. Why are you freaking out, dude?
Seriously. Give him a little dose of adrenaline and that's it.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to fight the effects of untreated aging? That's what Rejuve Me does. And that's facial aging, mental, physical. You're having insomnia, mood and memory issues. You're gaining weight. You're not seeing the returns on your workouts anymore. Look, they can help treat all of this. And it's just a plan customized for you. So set up a free consultation, get your labs drawn, see your body's sufficient, where it's strong, and let them put together a plan, again, for you. Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Shreveport. Rejuve Me Medical.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques, Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2024.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Wednesday, February 7th, in hour 2 of OTB. Matt Flynn joins the studio for a full hour of flustering. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 72. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo! Welcome in. OTB, hour number 2. Matt Flynn running a little late. Whenever he gets here, we'll start on some flustering. Bussey Watch rolling right along. In case you missed it, we talked about a ton in hour 1. Instead of stretching it out to an entire radio segment, as we are wont to do. It's kind of the job. I'll just say this very succinctly. I don't believe George is a real player from everything I've read. And to be clear, I'm not none of these takes I'm forming myself, right? Or at least not the information that my opinions are based on. That's all coming from the excellent reporting of guys like Billy Embody, Shea Dixon, Matthew Brune, and others. So, but the kind of consensus appears to be that while UGA has made a nice kind of attempt of it as late, get him on campus in Athens, that they are not necessarily viewed to be real players in the decision, and that it is pretty much 50-50 between LSU and A&M, with those sources I cited maybe intimating the slightest of LSU leans. Though, again, if you're scoring at home, do we judge that lean with a little bit of bias, given that those guys are cover LSU? Like, it's tough to say in that regard, right? We also talk about how, again, I'm biased, so I can't really trust that. But I think LSU's pitch is stronger. Come be the face of the restoration of DBU. Come, restore the glories of the past. Become the next Pat P, Tyrann Mathieu, Corey Webster, whoever you want to reference, Eric Reed, whatever, right? Like, that's a strong pitch. But then again, A&M is, look, man, you're 2.5 hours away. Texas boy. A&M's being reforged right now. Maybe this is the time. You got a defensive head coach to an Elko, but maybe this is the time where A&M's finally going to get it figured out, and you could be kind of the face of it all. So it's battling narratives for sure. I think LSU's slightly stronger with the stability of Brian Kelly and the juice and excitement that Blake Baker and Corey Raymond bring, and reportedly again the pitch on Bussey and their vision for him, that's LSU's vision for him, and how he'd be used in early playing time does seem to be landing, and did especially well when they got him on campus a couple of weeks ago. So that'll be less than an hour from now at 9 a.m. Central. Terry Bussey supposed to announce where he will be attending school and then sign, as it is National Signing Day, and then we'll have Billy Embody on at 9:30 to break it down. Taylor, we were shaming Taylor during the commercial break. He claims to have developed a mint allergy.
Yeah,
the softest of all
that
allergies.
Is so soft. Mint.
You can't even eat Thin Mints. You literally can't eat a cookie designed by tiny little girls in
did not say that.
Flowery skirts.
Did not say that. I love Thin Mints. I told you it's slight. It's like shampoo and
That's
stuff.
what I'm
it just
saying.
makes me break out.
A slight allergy. Like, come
Alondra,
on, eat
aren't
it.
you allergic to wasp?
Yeah, but
that's
like,
super soft.
No,
that is super soft. That is the softest
that
thing
is
you can
not
be allergic
the
to.
softest thing you can be allergic. Are you calling Jake soft? Because Jake is allergic to wasp
That's
too.
true.
Yeah, Jake took off this week.
To be fair, Taylor, nice.
See?
To be fair, I like the which sucks. He's like out there doing like 6 hours of radio a
Right,
day.
like Jake is out there
definitely,
working hard.
He's grinding. But no, I like it.
It's a mindset.
From a debate repost
I just
to
I
go
don't,
after
I don't
her.
like the I don't
for
like
her
the
own
contradiction,
allergy.
T-Bob. You can't have an allergy, but she has an allergy. She doesn't like losers when it comes to the Cowboys,
Well,
but her
see-
favorite team is the Spurs. What are we doing here?
The thing about it is, like, I would let y'all sting me with wasp just to prove that, like,
It's so
a
dumb.
mindset. Like,
Please don't do that.
If you keep stinging me with wasp, one day I'm not going to be allergic to wasp anymore.
Yeah, all you got to do is get like 17 EpiPens,
Yeah.
and then the next time you'll just get close to dying. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I still chew mint gum. I had some Sunday. I just sneeze a
Exactly.
little bit.
How manly,
Exactly.
dude.
You're
Yeah, that's
quote
what I'm saying.
unquote allergic to mint gum, but you're still chewing it.
I still
Alondra,
chew
It's a
mint
mindset.
this is a bad argument for you. It
I don't
is.
It's
think so.
actually no, Taylor. Yeah,
No, it's funny.
it's no. What I was gonna say is what's a bad argument for you is I understand the technique of going after her allergy as she's, like you said, as she's claiming allergies are soft, but she does have the hardest of allergies. Wasp allergies are like, that is pretty macho.
For sure. So many people are
It's-
allergic to that.
Well, not only that, but like it's a
I'm
tough
getting
look
stung
for you.
by something.
Yeah, you're getting stung by something with venom.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
It's a tough-
ingesting something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
gum.
exactly.
Yeah.
Is
A
one
mint.
worse than the other?
You're ingesting gum that is supposed to make your breath smell
So
good.
it's actually not when I ingest it. So I was explaining to y'all, like, ever since I got into college, like, I just sneeze really bad when I chew mint gum. It's not like I break out in hives, I can't breathe or anything. But leading up to my wedding, I was like, oh, I'm going to buy that nice tea tree shampoo, get all nice and fancy. And then Victoria found, like, all these bumps and hives, like, all over the back of my neck from the shampoo. So it's just a slight little, it's nothing major.
I kind of get it, man.
We don't need a tax. It's
I
fine.
never had allergies at all, like springtime, like stuff like that. And then, I don't know.
Because you're a G.
Yeah, but now
That's
I have
why.
them.
Oh.
Now I randomly got them. No idea.
Yeah,
why. Thank you, though.
got
I am
soft.
a G. Thank
No,
you.
you
I'm
got
a
soft.
See?
It came with
T-Bob?
age.
What?
Got soft with age.
Damn it. I mean, I am going to be 35 on Friday, so
Mm.
rounds up to 40. What, Taylor?
So see, I'm not the only one that developed something.
Yeah. No, but I mean, a mint allergy is still the softest
Yeah,
thing I've
that's-
ever heard.
like, come on, a
100%
mint allergy?
mint
It's just-
allergy. Come on.
A slight.
What do you want
little
this
thing.
winter? You want some, man, that joke died.
Yeah.
Where are those little round wintergreen things? with holes in them?
Lifesavers?
No, they look like lifesavers, but they're not. They're so tasty. Little round ones, little round white ones. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. here.
Icebreakers?
No, chat will know. This is ridiculous. Yeah, Bilbo says wasp stingers are specifically poisonous.
And I beat poison, so
Yeah, straight up.
I mean, I
get
didn't die
poisoned
from
and nothing happens to
eating
me.
the
Do you
mint,
carry
so-
an EpiPen with you?
No. Why would I do that?
Well, are you allergic enough to where if you get stung, your throat could close?
I don't think so. It's
So
never
you're not
closed
allergic.
before.
This
Now
is all
I'm
in your
very
head,
concerned.
actually.
You
Yeah,
should
she may
bring an
not be allergic.
EpiPen with you. You should. If we need to
Why
figure out
would
your
I
level-
bring an EpiPen?
in case you're gonna die? Like
I'm-
Jake has to
it's
carry an
literally
EpiPen
fine.
with him everywhere
Like,
he goes.
No, I mean, that's no.
I don't think you're actually allergic to them.
Do you want me to look up the picture of when I got stung by a wasp and my whole leg was like literally huge?
Okay, but you
can't
didn't
scratch
die.
it. Yeah.
I didn't die, no.
What if you got stung in the throat? I would carry an
Because
EpiPen.
I'm built different.
I guess so.
Mind over matter.
I
I got
guess so.
poisoned and nothing happened to me.
You're built different in that the difference is you're deathly allergic to wasps. Like,
No,
yes,
like,
you are
apparently- no.
literally built different.
Yeah.
Well, would you look with the cat dragged in? Oh, Matt Flynn. Let's hit it.
Oh, okay. Hit it.
Flustering.
Yay.
Flush the format. Throw away the rundown. It's time for a bit of unscripted conversation.
Let's give them something to talk about.
Former LSU and NFL quarterback Matt Flynn. Off the Bench presents Flustering. Now, here's T-Bob Hebert.
I'm so sweaty.
Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Can we just become best friends? Yep.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Matt, what's up, dude?
What's happening? Sorry, I'm late. I tried to go a different route this morning.
Hey,
Misjudged
all
it.
good, bro.
It's
I don't
on
care,
me.
dude. I don't care. It's all good, man. You donate your time to us for free here every Wednesday,
Yeah.
so
Hey, look.
no worries on my part, dude.
I was really intrigued by the conversation y'all were having though on this allergy situation.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I kind of like. I agree a little bit with everybody.
Okay, so what's your take then on allergies?
Okay. Yeah. Well, the food allergy, of course, like peanut allergies are very real.
Yeah, obviously.
Shellfish allergies, very real. I will say there are people do call allergies pretty loosely when it talks about food as well. When
I think there can definitely be some psychosomatic cases.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Like the gluten situation. Like I know that people are allergic. There's a very small percentage of the population allergic to the celiac or whatever.
Yes,
it's called.
who truly have a celiac allergy or whatever.
But there's a lot of people that say they need to be gluten free that have no issues.
I think I would agree with that. I think though sometimes still even if it is psychosomatic, the mental benefits of maybe not eating it, you could say justify it anyway. If it's still feeling bad, even if it's not physical but mentally, it's like the placebo effect, right? Like the
Exactly.
placebo. Okay, but here's the deal.
Exactly.
But the placebo
effect.
But the placebo effect is functionally real because you're feeling it.
Yeah, if you're selling somebody a placebo, you're still selling him something.
Yeah, and if it's helping them, then it's like all the baseball players we talked about the other week where they used to wear
with
the corded
bands,
bracelets and the bands.
Which also means
if you tell yourself you're allergic to something, you're going to be allergic to it.
I don't think the science.
All I'm going to say is that
there.
allergy exposure therapy is a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yes, no, it is. It is, but it's very complicated. It takes time, and I don't think it just works in all.
I actually agree with her on that point. Like, if you tell yourself you're allergic to something, then you're going to think you are. But I disagree with if you tell yourself you're not allergic, then you're automatically not. So I do agree with half of what you say.
If you tell yourself you have a shellfish allergy, you're not going to have a shellfish allergy.
Yeah, you're going to think you do.
You
could
maybe. Have you ever heard of Munchausen's disease? Like, that's a real thing.
Gypsy Rose is all up in the news now.
Exactly. I'm just saying, allergy exposure therapy is real. There's.
Who knew we had
it's like the snake bite guy.
We now have a third science denier joining the fray with Matt and Jake.
Welcome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, yeah, I'm like
feel about radio?
I'm 1 foot in with you on this.
How do you feel about carbon dating, Alondra, when it comes to knowing how old the Indian mounds are? Watch out. Talk to Matt. You might get your mind changed.
I wouldn't say that I'm a science denier.
Don't believe in peanut allergies, but you do believe on fake carbon dating?
Carbon dating, not fake. It does
It's
break
not fake,
down.
yeah.
It does break down. They say around 30 or 40,000 years or something can get inaccurate, I think, from what we've
How do they
read
know
in
that?
the past.
Sounds like a made-up number.
Yeah, you're right, dude. Nothing's real, dude.
Anywho.
In fairness, T-Bob doesn't like science either. Well, I don't like science in that. Well, I mean, no, I do like science, but I'm dumb where I'm just going to go with whatever the consensus science is saying. Which, yeah, sure, you can be led astray sometimes or be wrong sometimes, but I'm not. I'm not a scientist, guys.
True.
I got 1 hour, 1.5 hours a day to really do whatever the hell I want. It's after the kids go to sleep, and
Do you think that
playing video games.
Do you think that scientists
Not
at
gonna go
home
research stuff?
believe everything you say about sports because they're not sports guys?
I think.
Or do you think they have their own opinions when they watch games?
I think that science, in theory, is more fact-based, more like objective information, like this is why this is the way it is, whereas sports is all one giant opinion pretty much. So I think it's easier to be, it's so subjective that, yeah, you should be forming your own opinion. Whereas look, if we know how to, okay, so it's National Periodic Table of Elements Day as well.
Wow.
So if we know how to split the atom and create a nuclear bomb, or combine these two atoms to make something else, so that water's made of H2O. Like, it's all pretty fact-based stuff. That's hard. That's not really any opinion there. So I would say that's maybe one of the differences, but I don't know.
Really good. Really good.
No one in this conversation is 100% wrong, but she's more wrong than the others. Hell yeah. Shout out Hootie. All right.
I don't care.
When we get back, we go to break, and then when we get back, maybe talk a little Super Bowl, see where else this Flestering Hour brings us. If you want to ask Matt anything, get your comments in the chat, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding today, where you'll see the difference clearly. Tommy started this thing 7 years ago. Been in the business 27, but started his own company 7 years ago. 7 years in a row honored with the Angie Service Award. One of the many reasons why you should make Tommy's one of your 3 bids. Check out the massively good reviews. Look at the very strong price point. The customer service is how they separate. And I love Tommy's story, man. Came here from Virginia to play trumpet in the LSU band. And now, from a member of the Golden Band from Tigerland to the man who's helping that golden sun stream into your ham. I was trying to rhyme, something didn't work there. But again, make them one of your bids and let Tommy earn your business. Like, that's the best part. I'm not even telling you, just go to GEAUXTommys.com, make them one of your 3 bids, and let them earn it. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 Black Widow trucks, $20,000 off new Ram 1500 trucks, and all new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the Fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a Fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
the best-kept secret in town is out.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back.
Best concert I ever went to.
Oh, really?
I crowd surfed.
What?
Oh, yeah. It was in Milwaukee.
It was better. Wait, how did you end up crowd surfing?
Okay, listen to this. This is a great. So Pearl Jam is like one of my all-time favorite bands.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This was like 2013 or 14. They played in Milwaukee. I think it was during the season, middle of the season. We all, like probably 8 or 9 of us, we get a bus. We go down to Milwaukee and go to the concert. We get to go backstage and meet like Eddie Vedder and everybody.
Wow.
We give him a jersey.
That's cool.
And they played for like 3 hours. They come out for their third and final set, and he's wearing a
3
Packers
hours?
number 10 jersey, which I was number 10. Right? Okay, listen. So everyone around us thought he was wearing my jersey, but we gave him that jersey because their first album was called 10.
Wow. Hell yeah, dude.
And so like everyone we were having some libations at that point, quite a few of them, and we just crowd surfed.
That is awesome, man. So all of y'all crowd surfed.
No, just me, because they had my jersey on, air quotes.
Okay. I was going to say, I would love to see, I don't think he was there at the time, but I would love to see like somebody of the size of like a Bakhtiari jumping in the crowd and seeing whether or not they could hold him up.
I think he was there.
Oh, he was there?
I think he was a rookie that year.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So he was already in with the old heads like that? That he was getting invited to the Pearl Jam concert?
It was mostly offensive linemen.
Okay. Right on, dude.
Myself, Aaron was there. He was in a suite, though.
Surely A.J. Hawk was there.
A.J. wasn't there.
Oh, wow.
I know.
The Easter Egg Island man himself. That's probably my favorite. You know the Easter Egg Island statues? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They were doing Hall of Fame sports tweets yesterday, and definitely one of my favorite was like somebody tweeted about the McAfee show, and they were like, whatever. Just don't get offended. Whatever. It's a funny tweet. It's just a joke. But they were like, McAfee yelling something incoherent, Aaron Rodgers spouting something from the QAnon message boards, and then it says AJ Hawk, and it's just a picture of the statue. Just caught every McAfee viral clip. Hawk's just chilling, man.
Yeah, I don't think he plays poker, but he would be a great poker player. It's just deadpan.
Just thin lip. Kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
Looking like a Viking, too, with that hair and thick-ass neck he's got. Actually, him and Takeo Spikes up there in the Neck Hall of Fame.
I would say, I would agree with you. But AJ's got nothing on Takeo.
Yeah, I guess Takeo is an outlier.
Those neck and traps. Unbelievable.
Matt, what are we sipping on here? We got some tasty Smoothie King goodness.
I brought y'all a little treat. They just released these refreshers. They got a little caffeine in them.
Got a little pineapple mango lemonade in mine.
Yeah, I got a strawberry guava lemonade.
Very tasty.
Just felt like being nice to you guys this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It made me 4 minutes late.
Thank you for my high as well.
T-Bob, we were talking earlier. I was like, I'm not going to have caffeine anymore the rest of the day. Here I am sucking down one of these refreshers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Pour your NOS in it.
Wow,
that would be good.
dude.
A little citrus mix. Oh.
Have your heart just explode. I should say Drink My High, drinkmyhigh.com. Thank you to My High because when I was at Mobile, I made sure to bring a couple boxes of My High and basically drink them 24/7 to,
beautiful.
Feel good after workouts, to avoid hangovers, and it went very well.
Is it just a week of like debauchery for y'all?
Actually, no, this year was chill.
Yeah.
Pretty much getting drinks every night, but only went out one night.
Oh, good for you.
No, there's been...
It's like a little hotel bar action.
Not as much hotel bars. There's a bunch of little, there's just a bunch of little dives throughout the city that are very cool. Even though at the Holiday Inn we stay at, there is the Skyview Lounge at the very top, and we've never been. So one day we're going to go to the Skyview Lounge. But
I was in Mobile last year. There was a cool little brewery that was
I guess some cool spots.
Pretty close to downtown. I think it was walking.
Again, the place I cannot recommend enough, the place I finally went to this year, the Speakeasy Floraditas. It is in the bottom basement of a Hancock Whitney bank office building. And it's got the classic speakeasy thing, except where like the entrance is the most unassuming and one of coolest like things I've ever seen in terms of getting inside. But that's a gimmick, and it's fun.
How do you get inside?
So you go in what looks like an office building, like a straight up big office building. This guy working security at the front, like Die Hard style, right? Thought about leaping over and shooting him in the chest and hacking the system. But and I'm like, hey, where's Floridi's? Like, go in that door over there. So then there's a door to go to the stairs, upstairs, stairs, downstairs. You open it, it's like normal industrial stairwell. You go down, couple turns, normal, just like a normal industrial basement. And then you round a corner and just set up in one corner. It looks like a movie set, like a Cuban movie set. And there's a big guy in like a fedora sitting there, and you give him the password. And I won't reveal how the entrance works, but you give him the password and then you get let in. But again, that's fun in and of its own self, right? That's cool, but it's a gimmick. Where I think it becomes worth going to is the food and drinks were fantastic. And you're a Hemingway guy, right?
Big Hemingway guy.
I mean, you have a child.
Yes.
Literally named Hemingway.
Yes.
Well, the whole bar is based off of Ernest Hemingway's favorite spot in Cuba, Las Floriditas. And they've so they have Hemingway pictures all throughout. They've recreated the original cocktail recipes from Floriditas, and it is delicious. Like I got a daiquiri, and it wasn't sweet, which I didn't know that real daiquiris aren't actually sweet. So if you ever find yourself in Mobile again, dude, you already know what to do.
What's the name again?
Las Floriditas.
Okay.
But to get in, you got to go on their social media, and whatever is bolded and italicized in their posts from that day, that is the password.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Not to hack the system.
I don't know if you're supposed to say all this on air.
I know. But again, I just had like an absolutely delightful experience there. So I would say go check it out. Anyway, Super Bowl Sunday coming up. And I ran into one of my favorite quotes in just reading articles about it. Pat Mahomes on Andy Reid quote, talking about Andy Reid. He's all about cheeseburgers and football. Would we all live lives that were such that we could be distilled down into such a pure essence? Like I would love one day for somebody to say he's all about sports take and sesame chicken, but I just think I have too many niche interests. I just don't think I'm ever going to accomplish the simplicity that Andy Reid has in his life.
Yeah, Andy Reid is not dealing with many food allergies.
No.
He's putting anything down.
Putting anything down, and specifically just smashing cheeseburgers all the time, which, to be fair, like, there's never a time that I'm not in the mood for cheeseburgers. Every single day of my life, I have to actively fight against stopping for cheeseburgers.
Taylor and I had cheeseburgers for lunch yesterday.
Where'd you go?
Atomic.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's so good.
Excellent French fries.
Yeah, their fries are real good.
Like every time I go to Atomic Burger, I'm like, because my kids love it. And it's a good burger. And like, if we ever like go on some like crazy diet, they have like the lettuce wrap burgers. And I'm always like praying that more people are there because I'm like, I don't want this place to shut down.
Yeah.
Like just people go to it.
I'm like a dipping sauce person.
Yeah.
And they've got like a lot of dips there.
Okay. I don't do much Atomic Burger.
You should.
I'm generally, if I'm going for like, I love curbside, and
Curbside's good.
I know this makes me a bit normie, but I freaking every day I work by a Smalls, and again, every day I have to fight the temptation to not just go get 2 sliders. I just love them so much.
Well, 2's not bad.
Tasty. Well, that's what, so that's how I justify
what you tell
it.
yourself.
It's probably like once a week I will break down, and this sounds a little sociopathic, but I'll get 2 sliders with the water. No fries, no nothing, and because I'm just, I reckon, just trying to do a little bit of damage control.
We are so opposite on Smalls, because I pull up the Smalls and I'm like, I'm getting the combo 3, I'm kind of hungry, and I was like, wait a minute, if I get the 4, I get the bigger drink. So then I get the 4.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was about to say, if you're not doing fries and you're doing a water, you can get probably an extra 1 or 2 sliders.
You think?
You can do a combo 3 with the water.
Yeah.
I once, we had a slider eating competition me and Jake were part of a few years ago, and Well, not only did I smash and I won the competition, I think I ate 6 sliders in 1.5 or 2 minutes, which is harder than it sounds. But then there was like 24 leftover sliders. My family was out of town. It was a couple years ago. It was another, I think World of Warcraft Classic had just come out. So I was fully addicted. And over the next 16 hours, I think I ate about 18 sliders, drank like a dozen beers, and just played World of Warcraft. It was one of the best memories of my entire life. It was great.
That's like the second memory today that you've
said it was one of the best memories.
No, like tied to World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
because your besties B-days today.
I know. As
Also,
I've gotten
is he
older, I've
related-
realized it's my favorite game of all time. The classic, like WoW Classic is. There's no game that I've played more in my life.
Is he related to Brett?
Yeah, it's his little brother.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Trey
When you
Helms'
said
birthday today.
said Trey Helms, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Shout out Phase 2. We're going to be raiding Black Fathom.
It's
tomorrow.
Trey's birthday today?
Yeah. And my birthday Friday. And so tomorrow's our shared birthday. It's Alondra's birthday today. Happy birthday, Alondra. Hell yeah, dude.
My Daryl Strawberry year.
Again.
What is that?
Just with less cocaine.
Yeah, you know how people say like Jordan year?
Yeah.
Like when you turn 23,
Yeah.
it's your Jordan year? I'm 26.
I mean, just wait for
honestly,
the Jesus year.
I'm trying to
I've never
make
heard
that a
that.
thing.
The Jesus year
You've
was
never heard somebody
incredible
say-
for me.
I've never heard someone say it's a Jordan year.
Wow, that's a thing.
What would your Taylor Swift
get it,
era
though.
be? Is there a Taylor Swift number that you could
22.
attach
So-
a birthday?
Well, yeah, 22. Like
She
she
has
has
that
that
song,
song
I'm Feeling
22.
22.
But when I went to go see her,
17.
the Eras tour, I dressed up like, you know how like people are dressing up as her eras or
Yeah.
whatever when they go see. I did Reputation era.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wore something similar to that when I went.
Yeah.
Well, I always forget that
did.
you went to.
I actually used Alondra's shirt. She
He
let
did.
me borrow it.
Yeah.
So Andy Reid,
Tied it up like a crop top and everything.
I would love
nice.
nothing more than
No, I wore
he was
a-
fully Tay-Tay that
I
night.
wore
He
a
was Tay-Tay.
I
He
wore
was
a
fully
flannel
Tay-Tay.
shirt and jeans, and I could not have been more out of place.
So Andy Reid, though, kind of insane to think about just how much success this man has had. In 2013, remember, his son tragically passes from an accidental overdose. This happens during training camp. That is then followed up with a 4-12 season, and he gets fired after 14 years in Philadelphia. He's 54 at the time. Many felt like maybe this was going to be it. And people were telling him to take a break. And this makes sense to me. He said he kept going because he needed the structure of coaching to not lose himself, right? Like he needed the 7-day a week. He was worried about what would happen if suddenly he's just sitting there and he's sitting there with his own thoughts instead of having the distraction of 7-day a week, uber demanding job. So he continues as coach. He signs on the Chiefs. And now, a decade later, he's in his 25th season. He's going for his 3rd Super Bowl win. He's the all-time leader in coaching wins for 2 different franchises, the only coach in history to do this. He's played in 11 conference title games. He's coached in 5 Super Bowls. And this will be his 5th Super Bowl. And this is the tiebreaker, trying to get to 3-2. Incredible story for Andy Reid. To be 54 when that went down and now be this successful.
When was his first year in Kansas City?
That would have been 2014.
So he didn't even take a year off, right?
No,
He just
that's what I'm
went
saying.
straight
So
to
like
that.
after that tragic, just an awful year all around, people were saying, bro, you need to take a step back, recalibrate for a year. And he was like, I can't. I'll lose it. Like I need the structure. And well, he did, and it's worked out, and he's maximized it, and him and look, life is a lot of times about timing and how things work out, right? Like you can't invent the computer unless you're born in the time that like Steve Jobs and them were, right? Like stuff like that kind of. Well, so yes, it works out perfectly where suddenly he ends up with this generational talent, Pat Mahomes, but we always want to play this game, but it is impossible to kind of extradite one from the other. Like they're both great because of they've reached this transcendent greatness because of the combination of the two. They both found each other at the exact right time.
It's all timing, right? My high school coach said that used to tell us all the time that you can't win the Kentucky Derby with a jackass.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
It's true. But if you get the good guy, there's plenty of people with guys with potential to be generational talent.
That's fair.
So he is definitely one of the greatest coaches. But, I mean, I was watching the game the other day, and the stat that Patrick Mahomes has of going to the conference championship every year as a starter
It's
is
insane.
I don't know if anybody's ever going to come close to touching that just because it's such a team sport and so hard to get to that point.
I mean, how close did Brady get to that? I'm just
I mean,
curious
the
because
first 6 years, yeah. I mean, that's a
he
good
wins
question.
because Brady wins 7.
Yep.
Right, and he loses 2, 3. He loses 3. Yeah, to Foles and 2 to Eli.
and 1 to Foles. Yeah.
Which will be hard. That'll be a hard record to ever touch. But I mean, Mahomes is on track. To
He's
touch
somehow
it.
on pace.
Yeah.
Yes, he is somehow on pace.
I'd like to look it up. I'd like to see how many as Tom's first 6 years as a starter. What did he make it to the?
Well, so that's one of the things that we were talking about how crazy it is that Brock Purdy almost has the feeling of a young Brady when he went up against the Rams in that first Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
When I think it was maybe he was like a year 2 guy at the time.
What year was Brady? What was his rookie year? 01?
I don't know.
Okay, so Brady won in 02, 04, and 05.
Okay,
so Brady won 3 of his first 5 years.
I want to say that his first year maybe was 01. I feel like he was his second year when he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Brady won 3 of his first 5 years he was in the league.
That's crazy.
Mahomes. I mean, already this is Mahomes' 6th year.
I
But
just
he
remember-
didn't start his first year, so
Yeah.
this would be similar.
Well, so
this is his 5th year start.
3 and
but
5.
He's been to the conference championship 5 years in a row.
No,
like-
all 6 years. All 6 years starting. All 6
Yes.
years starting. He's been to the conference championship, and he's played for 3 Super Bowls.
This will be
This
the
is going to be
fourth.
the 4th, yeah.
Yeah. And then the only one, I mean, it was actually Tom Brady who held him back from a couple of those. Even they would have went if Chris Jones wasn't offsides that one year. They would have beat the Patriots, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
So if they win this Super Bowl, Chiefs are a dynasty.
I already give them dynasty.
You give it to them already?
You have to. Yeah.
But I have a lower bar for that than
the
most.
AFC Championship 6 years in a row is a dynasty.
Yes, in my opinion, that's enough to already qualify. And it's not like they're going to go anywhere next year.
Well, that's a good question. Do you consider the Buffalo Bills in the 90s a dynasty?
Well, no, but they never won a championship. You don't have to win every championship.
if you win one of those 4,
Yes,
then
that's
yes.
a good point.
Yes, I think then I would grant them the rank of dynasty. They were an AFC dynasty for
The thing that makes
whatever
the
that's
Chiefs so
worth.
impressive, it's like everyone was like, oh, well, they can't do it. They lost Tyreek Hill. They win the Super Bowl the very next year. Well, they can't do it this year. They don't have a number 1 receiver. They win the Super Bowl. Oh, Clyde Edwards-Helaire goes down. That's fine. We'll draft Isaiah Pacheco in the 6th round, and he'll be our starter for the next 2 years. Like they've done it in multiple ways.
Yeah,
Oh,
their
you
defense is awesome. Their defense is the best in the league right now.
You lose Eric Bieniemy, and everybody's like, what's the offense going to look like? Doesn't matter back in the Super Bowl. So, like, the way they've done it with all the pieces they've lost and to remain at the top, that makes them a dynasty.
My take on it is I watch the games, I watch them play, and I see that I watched the Chiefs all year because they were in primetime a lot and people were counting them out. They had nobody playing receiver at even a moderate quality level.
Yeah.
And then I watch what they're doing now, and I know that the stats aren't there yet, the championships aren't there yet, but I truly believe Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback to ever play.
Wow.
Ever?
Ever.
In the history of the NFL?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, because we're a little long here. Let's go to break and we kind of revisit this on the other side. Keep it locked right here, OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Coleman Roofing and Construction. This is 1982, y'all. Been getting you right. Coming up on 42 years in business, and after 4 decades, finally decided to, partner with someone to get the word out there. And it's funny because they've grown so massively and had so much success just through sheer word of mouth, which is like, well, how do you do that? It's because your customers are consistently really happy with what they're getting. But I am flattered, and I'm very excited to be partnered with Coleman, and you should go check it out if you want Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, and most complete roofing company. And as I tell you every day, I mean complete in a few different ways, right? Any commercial job, regardless of size they got you, any residential job, any job in all of Louisiana, any job in the entire Gulf South region, in fact. And then it's not just the roofs, but the interior as well. So in these recent rains, if you got water damage, well, guess what? They'll fix the leak in the roof, but then also any drywall, insulation, anything like that, they also do. Painting, they do. So there you go. Coleman Roofing and Construction, colemanroof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back.
Audio Slave?
I don't know.
Correct.
Actually.
The best super group of all time.
Chris Cornell and
Yes.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yep.
Is that right?
I'm always impressed with Alondra's superior knowledge of music that is like from my era, but that I don't know as much about.
This was good. I think they had a couple albums that were
Yeah, they
really,
had 2 of
really
them.
good.
Yeah.
Ask Matt, how much money have you given to the LSU Collective? Yeah, bro, are you doing your part? We're trying to get Terry Bussey, okay, dog?
Oh, yeah. Who's this guy? I heard y'all talking about
He's just a 5-star athlete out of Texas.
high school athlete.
Yeah. He play they're gonna have him play DB if he comes here. It's just a in a second signing day that doesn't mean what it used to mean, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a ton to talk about, so the combination of him being a 5-star up for grabs and again a kind of vacuum of information otherwise really leads to him being highlighted, and that decision will be in about 17 minutes. So
If I was a high school athlete, I would wait till second signing day because I want everyone to talk about me.
I don't actually think that's true. I mean, knowing you, but I'm saying, but yeah, you can do that. Like if your goal is to maximize hype, that absolutely is the best way to do it.
So this day and age, people that wait for second signing day, is it just because they couldn't make a decision early on, or is there other
to be fair to Bussey, it could be any of that. But to be fair to Bussey, he was committed to A&M, and then Jimbo got fired.
Yeah, okay.
And so when you have the coaching change, he's like, well, I'm going to wait and see how everything shakes out, which behooves him. I mean, I think that's smart, right? Because he now gets to learn that Mike Elko staff and how's it going, and meet Tommy Moffitt and everything. And then he gets to meet Corey Raymond and Blake Baker and these new LSU coaches. So
I hope he didn't meet Tommy Moffitt.
I know.
Because he'll like him a lot.
I know he will. I texted coach this morning, how's it going in College Station? And while, he wasn't going to be like, it's going awful, he seems pretty bullish on how it's going thus far. So, Matt, already, okay, so if Pat Mahomes is your greatest quarterback of all time, Brady's second, I'm assuming. Is Montaigne third? Are you a championship boy, or
I'm not necessarily a championship boy. I would have. You got to have a couple though. You got to.
Okay, that's fair.
It would hands down be my guy Aaron if he had one more. If he had one more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, don't worry. The Jets are
because everyone always throws Dan Marino in there in the top something, of course, right? So everybody can't be a championship guy.
No, for sure. I mean, look, I think we tend to overvalue championships a bit, but then again, when you do have guys like Peyton Manning who end up getting 2, and
it kind of changes the conversation.
Elway ends up with 2. Also, a guy who played in 7 or 6 himself, but we kind of forget about that.
I kind of judge it like the championships. You have to judge a little bit. They have to weigh pretty heavily on the scale, but they can't be the entire scale unless you have 7 of them. Then it just it tips it way over.
Well, and Brady also has the stats. He has the longevity. He has all of these things. Where I still feel comfortable saying Brady is the best of all time, but there's
I don't
no
disagree
telling
with
that. But I see what you're saying.
I'm just
right?
saying I think Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen play.
That makes sense.
Play the sport. The things he does, the subtle movements that he has scrambling in the pocket. He's got to be the most frustrating dude to play against because he's not that fast. But watch him scramble. You can't get him on there.
It's so funny. It's so deceptive.
I was so blown away, I think, the last game when the announcer said that the last time he was sacked in an NFL playoff game was like the previous year's AFC Championship or something like that. And then he got hit. I think he ended up taking a sack this past game.
And
but it was like 5 games in the playoffs that he hadn't been sacked.
Where you're going against the best defenses.
Exactly.
Like that's just how it works. Like the guys who are masters at getting the quarterback.
Yeah, and the playoffs in the NFL, the playoffs are such amazing games usually because there's nothing like the speed of an NFL playoff game.
I cannot fathom.
You could watch 16 or 17 games regular season. There's going to be plays that they play hard. There's going to be some games but there's a lot of brother-in-law in action too in the NFL.
Yes,
nobody wants to hurt each other.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hurt themselves. So there's like a lot of, if the play's going away from there's stuff, but in the playoffs,
everybody's out for blood.
They don't care about injuries. They don't care about hurting themselves, other people, nothing. And it is just, you've never heard pads pop like that. And so when defense is playing that hard and you have a stat like that, you hadn't been sacked in however many games.
It's actually insane. I never thought about that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, closing out Flester next here, no TB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Check them out today, guys. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. You can look at the great deals there. You can look at the selection they got online. You can also schedule service there. Remember, this is all makes and models. It doesn't have to be a Toyota. It doesn't have to be from All-Star. If you need somebody that you need to get your vehicle correct, go trust my friends over there at All-Star Toyota. They're the best. It's great customer service, free professional estimate. They text you like human beings, not automated text. They text you throughout the process. They don't make any big decisions without you giving the thumbs up on it. You constantly are in the know. They have a shuttle service that'll drop you off and pick you back up whenever you need. They have rental cars right there on site with cheaper per day rental prices than traditional rental companies. They have factory parts right there on site, so the quick fixes are quick. Like it just makes too much sense. And if you mention OTB, T-Bob, Jake, whatever, Flestering, get $100 towards that deductible. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2024.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Closing out some flustering.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 8 minutes away from Bussey's announcement.
That's right. Bussey Watch 2024.
We're 8 minutes away from the ceremony. I mean, he's going to thank his parents, his high school coaches, the school PE teacher, his middle school coach.
Those aren't usually long, drawn-out speeches.
He'll commit at 9:45.
Oh, no.
What if he's a star? Can we call it the Nuss Bussey?
I have seen some bus stuff in there, which is, I guess, kind of funny. We did mention this. Denver Harris transferred to UTSA, which, look, all I want for Denver Harris at this point, it's like I talk about Rick Gilbert and did for years. That is such a prime physical talent. You just hope that Harris can kind of figure out his off-the-field stuff so he does not waste all of that natural ability. And so, obviously, wish the best for Denver Harris and hope that he can find a way to get on the field, stay on the field, and again, maximize those natural physical gifts that he's been given. Matt, so this is the last time we're going to talk to you before the Super Bowl. Chiefs are underdogs. Who you got?
pushing all my chips in to the middle of the table on the Chiefs.
So you're going to be with a bunch of NFL players this weekend. Have you talked to them? Is this a consensus amongst the friend group? Have y'all had the discussions yet?
We have not had the discussions. That's one thing that me and my former teammates don't talk about a lot is football.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Are y'all going to watch the Super Bowl on Sunday?
We'll probably watch it. Yeah. So
Sunday?
we're doing a little guys trip. First time we got together in a while, and
I mean, surely you at least got to watch the Super Bowl together.
Yeah. So we'll be on East Coast time. So I think we'll be done with our daily activities by then. What'd it be like? So here, what time does it start? Probably 5:30, 5:45,
something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be watching.
It's supposed to start at 5:30.
Okay, we'll be at Don Juan actually doing a little whiskey and wine companion show. So we're gonna be live during the game.
That's exciting.
That'll be fun. All right, so
wait, is it the big? We have to say the big game. Can we
no,
say
I think
Super
that's
Bowl?
only an advertisement.
So
I think in segment you can
I
say
actually
Super
had to
Bowl.
do the promos since we are partnered with Westwood One, who is playing the radio version. We can say Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
I mean, it's in the promo, so.
So what are the daytime activities? Golfing?
We're gonna golf one day.
Fishing?
We're gonna do a little fishing,
swimming,
cocktails.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be sick, man.
Everything on the up and up.
I hope that you have an excellent time.
I'm kind of missing out because I usually have people over to watch the Super Bowl at the house.
Yeah,
You
very
come?
fun. I know. Yeah, it was very fun playing the bingo last year. Y'all did a very good job with that, actually. I
the
appreciate
bingo was good.
The effort that goes into a game like that. Well, thank you, Matt. DrinkMyHigh.com. DrinkMyHigh.com, y'all, for all your hydration needs. Thank you, Matt Flynn. We'll see you next week for more Flestering. Holla.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I want you to go to AccuTemp for a whole home generator for the month of February, where you'll get a free surge protector and $1,500 off that whole home generator with AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. So the bottom line is time to take control of your comfort zone. We tell you all the time. AC, heat, and electrical needs, AccuTemp's the answer, man. Go look at the online reviews. They are astounding. And I wish I was more eloquent, loquacious. I wish I could adequately describe just how transcendent the customer service is. But it's one of those things that, you got to kind of do it to fully understand it. So use them today. AC, heat, and electrical needs, or that a whole home generator. Now's the time. AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 Black Widow trucks, $20,000 off new Ram 1500 trucks, and all new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2024.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday, February 7th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 72. In hour 3 of today's show, it's Bussey Watch time, and we're going to have Billy Embody on to talk National Signing Day. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch them at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Bussey Watch 2024 is bussing right along as we are monitoring the situation. Taylor, are you on Facebook watching Bussey?
I'm watching the stream now.
Okay. I got the On3 recruit stream pulled up here.
Believe it or not, nothing's happened yet.
Okay. Do we have a live shot of a gym with the local community gathered?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
There's a realistic bear in the background too, like not a bear painting. It's like a bear in the wild, and it says "Bears make greatness." So it's the backdrop for his signing.
Is it a stuffed bear or a painting of a bear?
It's like a painting, but it's like they just took a picture from a National Geographic magazine and plastered it on the backdrop.
Okay, the On3 chat seems to be yelling at each other about whether or not he's going to
Well,
A&M.
Texag says signed. Texags.
With A&M.
With A&M, yeah.
Damn.
Terry Bussey to A&M.
Okay. Tyler Mathern says he was live on IG and already picked A&M. Well, that all feels a little anticlimactic, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of. I kind of had like a little bit of a feeling.
Well, not even that he went to A&M, but just kind of how it just got delivered.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, good job.
Because like he's currently still live, still has nothing on, like with his paper in front of him.
Yep, Hayes Fawcett, who does all the graphics, knows everything. Derek Smith, he committed. Just watch the live stream. All right, so. No Terry Bussey. No Lanyap.
Well, you know what they say.
Yeah, it was just Lanyap.
What's that?
Some say they want to win. Some show you they want to win.
Oh, my gosh.
Taylor, are you going to go angrily tweet at this kid who didn't choose LSU?
Dude, I don't even have a Twitter.
Oh, interesting.
No, I don't angrily tweet at people.
Good on him. Go do your thing, man. Go kick ass. He's been committed to A&M forever. It's where the heart was. And, best of luck. I hope Terry Bussey does very well. You always got to make decisions best for you and your family. Like we said, this was Lanyap. This was a crown. This was a final garnish on the dish. The last element that would have potentially made this class just a resounding success. But even then, I still think it is one, like we said. The On3 rankings got this as the third best class in the country. The consensus rankings have him as the seventh best class. I love the foundation of 17 4-stars, mainly Louisiana. And then the Weston Davis and Dominic McKinley. And who else am I missing? Who's the third?
Gabriel Relaford.
Is Relaford the third kind of 5-star in the class?
No, but he was the A&M flip.
Yes,
so you're missing.
No, there's like 4 A&M flips.
Weston Davis.
I said Weston Davis. I said Dominic McKinley. Oh, the tight end. Trades Green?
Yeah, Trades Green from Zachary.
Whatever. The point is, it's still a very good class. It's still a foundational class. I think you build a championship off of. We will talk to Billy Embody at 9:30. I'm seeing a lot of chat saying like, oh, the money, the check's still clear. Well, okay, two things. First off, it's always funny how when somebody commits to the school that you don't cheer for, it's always about the money. But when they commit to you, it's a more well-rounded approach that led to landing them. Secondly, if it is just the money, like I think that's also the most understandable thing in the world.
I mean, that's the modern day of college football.
That's like the modern day. That's the history of humans. You go to the place that's going to pay you the most. Right now, if another job, Taylor, offered you to do this same job but with significantly more money, what would you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's human nature. And and like you said, it's like, he probably took more money. Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah, and if he did, great. I mean, again, I think that makes sense. We talked about it. A&M has now it's really tough to understand the resources that each school does or doesn't have, right? You'll talk to two different people that appear to be very in the know, and you can get two different completely answers. That said, I feel very comfortable in saying that A&M had a significant amount of resources free up with the roster turnover that they suffered over this really last 2 years. And so there's a lot more money to commit to other positions. And at LSU, there's some rumblings of, no, look, the money's fine, it's awesome. And then there's some rumblings like, no, it's bad, it needs to be better. So again, I think it's a situation where he meant more financially likely. It's like Tennessee with Lance Hurd, right? He meant more to Tennessee than he did to LSU, given the context of who Hurd was behind, what those guys are getting paid versus what he was asking for. And none of this is wrong. None of this is a character concern. All of this, like I said, makes sense. And so, best of luck to Terry Bussey as he goes texting him. Just a bummer, because it would have been fun to celebrate.
Well, it's one of those things now. It's like you're watching, you're waiting for the big reveal, T-Bob, and you're like, well, what do we do now? Do we go home?
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. The hour 3 was going to kind of be.
It's like when you light a firework, you see the fuse go and it's got the spark in it, it just doesn't go off.
Nothing worse. And then, the bad part of that too is that like, as you're walking up on the firework, you're like always a little nervous that it's going to blow up in your face. Like, is this like, I know, is it delayed? Is there something going on? Is there still a spark in there that I'm not entirely sure about? I'm looking at chat. It seems like people are actually handling this pretty solidly. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN if you want to get involved. One thing we did not get to during flustering, and now now we'll revisit kind of a recruiting. Okay, here it is. The class is done with Billy Embody at 9:30. One thing we did not get into is a new potential sports streaming platform. Now, this comes from an ESPN.com story, which is maybe more interesting because, it heavily involves ESPN, right? So in some ways, this is less of a news story and more of a here is some trial balloon advertising for an idea we're kicking around. Let's see how people respond. ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery announced plans on Tuesday to launch a sports streaming platform in the fall that include offerings from at least 15 networks in all 4 major professional sports leagues. So I'm guessing that's NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, people love that center ice package. So, yeah, like that's a big one.
Really?
The NHL center ice.
It's interesting you say that because I'm sure people love it here because, like, if you're a fan of the NHL here, that's going to be obviously the only way to watch your team. Maybe they're dealing with similar situations, a Pelicans fan, where it's unironically easier to be an out-of-state Pelicans fan thanks to things like League Pass versus the rapacity of Bally. But it's supposed to be, quote, a one-stop shop to view most sports. And they're kind of comparing it to when Hulu started back in the day and saying, that worked, so why don't we do that but with live sports streaming? It says the offerings will be from ESPN, ESPN+, ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, ACC Network, ESPN News, ABC, Fox, FS1, FS2, Big Ten Network, TNT, TBS, True TV. So maybe very impactfully for a lot of our listeners, that would include both of the Uber conferences. You'd have all your SEC coverage and all your Big Ten coverage when it comes to college football. All your ACC coverage should be wrapped up there as well. And I believe Big 12 also would be covered there. The one thing I have questions about is what happens to, and imagine this, well, no, I don't imagine. I can't think this is included in there. But like, Peacock has some NFL exclusivity now. I don't see NBC in there. Amazon obviously has Thursday nights. But yeah, for the most part, this feels like, they've been running that ad campaign. Hulu has live sports. That's the only thing that I'm confused about a little bit is that if you have like Hulu Live with the sports package, don't you already get all of this? I don't think there's anything new in here. Maybe that's if you do, so they just want to appeal to people that it's like don't have Hulu, because it does say you can bundle it with Disney Plus, Hulu, and or Max.
Well, I've been telling you to like get on the Fubo thing. That's what I do. And
yes,
it's like live cable, so like I can watch the local news channels, but it's also sports as well.
Yeah, it's a sports mainly, but yes, but it has all the channels.
Way you were describing it, it's like I have the NHL stuff, I have Bally Sports. That's how I'm able to watch the Pelicans game. I have all this. However, it does lack, like you were talking about, like SEC Network, like Big 12 Network.
Yeah.
I have ESPN Plus with that. This kind of seems like ESPN Plus and Fubo had a baby and it molded together. I like it because you can almost cut down on one of your streaming payments, right? Like I can cancel ESPN and Fubo and go in on this, whatever the name of this streaming package is. So like I think there's pros and cons to it. The con, it's kind of already out there. The pro, it's all under one roof.
I mean, the dumb part is, though, I already subscribe to Disney Plus. I have to. Well, not only my Disney head, but like my kids. I get Hulu Live. That's how I get my TV. And I subscribe to Max because I think they actually are probably the best adult streaming service out there. And it's like I already pay for all three. Do I benefit? Like, again, do I already get all this? I don't know. I guess this only come out in time. We're going to have to see price. So I guess this is if you're not in those ecosystems already, or you don't have like something like Hulu Live and you need, like, if you're on a YouTube TV, I imagine this would be appealing because I know there's some sports restrictions there, I believe. Maybe this costs less than a cable package if you're just into the. But yeah, I don't know. Voodoo says so. Streaming services are just doing what cable TV has always done. Yeah, I mean
literally,
that's
what I was gonna say. Like streaming service, we're supposed to like cut the cord or whatever. Or I think that's like for like when you're. Anyways, what I'm like, yeah, it's the same thing as
cable.
It's cut
the
what
cord, you're right.
Yeah, like what are we doing here?
Well,
and it's like an oversaturation. Like I feel like if you don't have Hulu or HBO Max or whatever, like I feel like everybody
Max
has
now,
one.
Laundry, get it
Oh
right.
yeah, my bad. Max. Like everybody has that. I feel like. If you don't have Max, you have Hulu. If you don't have Hulu, you have Max. Like, I don't know. It's just so stupid to me.
I guess it's one of those things.
Did we not learn from Bally? Like, isn't that going down the drain?
Yeah, we're going down
did we not learn?
But the thing is that, like, we've seen this coming for years.
For years.
Probably for half a decade now, we've been making it's just like cable, or it's getting more expensive than cable joke. So, I guess it just is what it is, dude.
I guess it's one of those things like you were talking about, like cutting the cord. But like I was saying, I have Fubo and ESPN Plus because they offer me different on every one. If I had to look at it and be like, oh, it's cheaper for me to cut out both of those and go to this one when they're all under, maybe that's kind of the alternative they're getting at. It's like you get the same thing, but instead of paying for 3 streaming services, you get it all under one. I mean, like she said, like you've already done this, but I think there could be some pros to it depending on the cost.
I don't know. I thought cutting the cord was like when somebody was like too attached to their mom.
Well, it's when
that is as well. Yeah, that is as well. That's
I
the
just didn't know if I
umbilical
was
cord.
saying it wrong.
That's a more old school cutting the cord.
Yeah.
Cord cutting in this context, as Chad says, very 2018.
Yeah.
Cord cutting was like getting rid of cable.
Right.
That's
And
what it
now
was,
this is just cable all over again.
Yeah, in many ways. I mean,
It's like when you go so far that you just end up right where you were back in the beginning.
Yeah,
Well, that's
straight
what
up.
like so
History
that's what
repeats
Fubo
itself.
is.
It's all cyclical.
Like I can watch TBS on there. I can watch your local news. I can watch any cable channel you want, but I also have live sports on there as well from like ESPN Plus and all that. So Fubo is basically like ESPN Plus mixed with a standard cable package.
I've been putting off doing the like thing where you figure out how many subscriptions you're actually paying for.
Yeah.
So I know it's probably an insane amount, but I did once a year. I basically lose my credit card, and then I just wait, and then eventually I just cancel it, and I use that as a natural way of pruning the subscription.
Seems like a mature way to do things.
Yeah, I
Steve.
agree. And then you get the emails about like, hey, we're going to shut you out. And you're like, okay, wait, I actually want this to continue.
Right.
And then so you kind of pick and choose where you want to
Tell you what,
remain on.
There's one subscription I ain't paying for no more.
That's right.
Amazon Prime.
You ain't getting him, Jeff.
He never got me.
You're not a Prime? So?
No, I never was.
Huh.
I signed up for Prime for that one package.
Not even as
that
a
they
student
lost.
when it was like so cheap to do?
No.
Why?
To be honest, like I don't really use Amazon like that.
Oh, okay.
So it's pointless to me.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pointless to have it.
Yeah, exactly. Because now
Yeah.
everything is 2-day shipping. So I don't know. Like the Amazon Prime's not even free next day anymore, is it?
I don't know.
I feel
is-
like
well,
I
it
use
is
my
if you,
aunt's.
if you pay for it, but then they message you and they're like, "Hey, turns out Napoleon Dynamite's very popular. It's now 9-day shipping."
Yeah, exactly.
Can't believe they would. I can't believe you made it through all that, man. I'm proud of you.
Dude, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for the fight contract. Sign the contract, Jeffrey. If you're listening.
If you need to talk to someone, there's like BetterHelp.com. I'm always seeing ads
I've went
for.
to it.
Like
I've
there's a
went to
lot
it
of
for sure. Yeah.
there's a lot of
You can
people
like talk to the online, psychiatrist and stuff. I've done it. I've been there, T-Bob. This is a month and a half in the making, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ryan and me says, yeah, we have YouTube TV. It's pretty ideal. We got Max, Peacock, Disney Plus, Prime, Netflix. So we're set. Can't imagine anything
That's
else.
literally like you're paying for a channel. Like
Yeah.
you're paying, like it's like cable, but you're paying for each channel. Like,
And the worst part is, it's like you want to cut them. You're like, I don't consistently watch that, but then they release one banger.
And you're like, I have to watch that on Paramount Plus or wherever the TV show came out.
Dude, and then there's something really good that's worth it.
see, and I get made fun of for still having DVDs. If you have DVDs, you don't have to go to different streaming services.
Yeah. Physical media.
Yeah.
Get back to it.
Do it.
I do know that there is some undercurrent of the younger generation where they seem to be breaking away from some of the technological invasion. See kids running around with like disposable cameras.
They're just trying to be vintage.
Yeah. No, I know, but there's something, there's something to be said for that. I kind of appreciate that going the opposite way and maybe trying to reclaim because everything, if you're my age, everything in this technological revolution we live through has always been so new and enticing. Whereas if you came up in it, you're, like you a lot of times do with what the generation before you's into, you're going to kind of reject it and maybe go against it. And I think that's maybe going to pay potentially cool dividends. But the problem is, like, it'll never be done en masse. It'll never really be done to a point where it'll matter.
Scott in the Bayou Ford chat goes, damn it, I forgot I have Paramount Plus and Peacock.
Well, that's the thing, right? You do the free trial because there's one thing you want to watch, and then you just forget about it. Pretty sure I've been paying $5 a month for Warhammer TV for well over a year. But I'm like, you know what? I like Warhammer. That's cool, dog. I ain't worried about that. $5, a cup of coffee. That's cool. But that's also the insidious kind of mental gymnastics that you do to justify all this stuff. It's a sandwich. Sandwich costs $15 now. Alondra, you should look into getting a Plex server.
I don't know what that is, but we can talk about it in the next segment.
Huh? Okay.
If you want to go to break.
I got you, girl. I got you. No, you're right. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. Community Steel Company's in Gonzales, Louisiana. Okay? They got your back, man. Brandon Golson, you need somebody. You need some purlin. You need some tubing. You need some steel building. You need some sheet metal. They got the best prices. Because there ain't no middleman jacking up things, okay? They go straight to the wholesaler. They bring back, they make it right there on site. They get the best prices. They have an incredible local and live human sales team. Imagine that you can form relationships with. Great environment over there at Community Steel. And if you don't believe me, well, guess what? You can go see it for yourself because that's the joy of it all. You can touch the product, feel the product, get to know the product, get to know the people. And again, when you have a relationship, that's how they better understand how to serve you and your business, help you accomplish your business goals, whether it's commercial or just maybe some private steel building, whatever you need. You want Community Steel. It's also at communitysteelco.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Happy New Year from your friends at Front to Back Boat Service. And what better way to kick off your new year than by taking your boat to the next level? Get the boat of your dreams, and that's where Front to Back comes into play. You want that spot lock trolling motor that's going to keep you right there on the water where you need to be. How about some forward-facing sonar that actually shows you the fish before you even cast? Custom stereo jobs, all of it. Sherman family's been doing it for 38 years. Go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
so mad Terry Bussey didn't commit. Turn it up, Alondra. Oh! Ah! The hell is wrong with you, Terry? Terry Bussey, come on down. Now you look like a friggin' clown.
Call Jake back. He just texted us back. What is this, actually? I've never heard this. What? Is that what That's cool. Welcome back, OTB. Better go live to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. As we're talking to Jake Hester. Boots on the ground. Jake, what up, dog?
I thought you forgot about me there for a little bit, T-Bob. Not going to lie.
Well, we did. And then during the break, Alondra was like, wait, are we calling Jake?
Yeah,
and I was like, oh,
didn't.
yeah, we should call Jake. So Alondra did not. But Taylor sucks at his job, so
Yeah.
Taylor did. I've got a lot going on, so I can't be expected to remember.
I didn't realize it was my job to
No,
call
Taylor was
people.
like, who's
Yeah, it is.
Jake?
Yeah, he did. He actually
Wow.
said that.
I didn't
No.
forget. But
Very
you didn't
sorry.
answer whenever I called you the first time.
Tell you what, sucking up is hard in this segment, man.
Jake, what up, dude? How was yesterday? 6 more hours of radio on Sirius?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was. It's fun. I mean, it's fast paced, and the room is filled with energy, and so, as you know, that helps. So yesterday was kind of like a blitz of guests, though. Like, so the first day was truly like, hey, buddy, you got 3 hours, like, let her rip. But yesterday we kind of were rotating guests through there. A bunch of NFL people as far as director of events and different things like that, like setting up the city with the decor of the Super Bowl. We had the guy who was the editor of the actual program. And so, like, kind of things like that, like things off the field. And it's kind of what the Super Bowl radio channel is. It's football, but it's also mixed with stuff like that. So, you know, different fans that have different interests and maybe, you know, trying to bring some new people to the Super Bowl.
Oh, God, I went to talk and then just had to call. Have you interviewed Usher yet?
That's Friday.
Did you see Usher's new Skims ad?
Oh, I did not. I haven't seen his new ad.
Ooh, still got it. It's an underwear
Okay,
ad.
good for him.
I mean, because Usher's got to be what, 50 plus?
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, he was throwing out bangers in like the late 90s for sure. I mean, so that's minimum 25 years ago. So he's got to be close if he's not there.
He's still got his
40
fastball.
He's 45.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he looks great. He's still got abs and everything. Speaking of, did anybody in the room look up the Drake leak?
What is that?
What is it generally when it's a celebrity and then leak?
I was thinking
Some
album.
types of a new
Like an album?
sex tape.
Yeah.
He's got a new album out?
Bob, more curious about than anything.
Yep, I've said in the past, I'm a curious little cockhead, right? If celebrity genitalia drop, it's almost impossible for me not to look up. But yes, yeah.
Drake's is out?
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, so Jake was texting yesterday. Jake Rivers was texting. He was saying that about 50% of the conversations that you're having casually have been about Taylor Swift. So I was wondering, did the Drake leak sneak into any conversations of the Super Bowl yesterday?
No, they did not. I mean,
I got you an icebreaker, bro.
today?
I got you an icebreaker, bro. There you go.
Okay, maybe today. Maybe today's the day. I mean, Taylor Swift's been probably, like I said, the main headline here, but now maybe Drake is finding his way. Maybe he didn't like all the attention that other people were getting, and maybe he felt like he needed to stake his flag into the new cycle.
So help me out here. You say Taylor Swift's been 50% of the conversation. So, like, is that just because, like, you're meeting a bunch of people, it's your first time talking, and so, like the weather or something, we're all looking for these pop culture touchstones with which to connect over? Are people just, like, starting conversations with aggressive Taylor takes? Like, oh man, this Taylor Swift, like, I don't know about her. I wish we'd stop.
No, it's kind of all been like positive stuff. So like the director of events for the NFL, like she was like, yeah, I mean, we are aware that, she's going to be here. And like, so just like planning around her being here. And so like a lot of the conversation with the NFL, like they realize how big of a star she is, and they have to make some adjustments to some of the things that they do. So it's kind of wild that the NFL is doing that, because I don't know that they probably have ever had to do something like that. Maybe for like a president or something, but no, Taylor Swift's kind of adjusting some of their schedule. And so it's kind of happened like organically in conversation. Now, like we had Gola Jr. on yesterday, and he is a massive Swiftie. So
yeah, he always has been.
So we had a show on Super Bowl 58 radio that was Nicole Auerbach, Chris Budden, and Mike Gola Jr. called the Taylor Swift Effect, and they did like a full show on it. Wow. So yeah, it's
What did Gojo think about Coattails?
He laughed. He said, Nepo babies. He said Nepo babies, and so I mean, the seed's planted.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
He didn't say no.
Yeah, but it's like when I tell my kids maybe. I actually try to force in. I try to force in some like maybes that end up going their way, so that they know that maybe's not just a euphemism for no. So every now and then I'll know we're going to do something, but I'll say maybe in order to follow up actually doing it, so they believe that it could go either way.
You gaslight your children.
Essentially, yeah. But what is parenting if not one giant gaslighting of do as I say, not as I do?
Wow.
Yeah, because I said so type stuff,
Yeah. Have you done anything fun in Vegas yet, Jake?
No. It is work.
Yeah.
Like production meeting here in like 30 minutes or so. That's a pretty long meeting. Straight kind of into the show, and then I go straight into the other show, and then I've got to do my own interviews on Radio Row for different people. So no, not at all. I've been the most boring Vegas dad kind of trip that you can imagine. I mean, a lot of room service, a lot of sleep when I can get it, and the TV here, because it's Vegas, like, so I get it, but it has like 4 channels, so like not even a lot of TV watching. So
at least the room service is probably top tier.
Yeah, no, all that's great. The room's great, and remember I told you, I think it was yesterday or Monday, gambling for the media is kind of frowned upon, even though we're in Vegas. DraftKings, FanDuel, biggest stages in Radio Row, slot machines, 8 of them when you walk in. But hey, we'd really like for you not to gamble here.
What are you getting from room service?
A little bit of everything. A lot of club sandwiches, Steve. Lots of club sandwiches.
Hard to beat.
I mean, club
top
sandwich
3
is
room
hard to
service.
beat.
Top 3 room service order. Club sandwich, cheeseburger and fries at the end of a long day is really hard to beat room service wise. And I would actually go maybe chicken Caesar salad for my third favorite room service order.
Yeah, chicken Caesar is pretty elite. There's no doubt about that. And there's something about like a good Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke from room service. You get some ice, you pour it over ice. A lot of times you don't take the time to do that. It's the little thing.
Soda over ice just hits astronomically better. It's not even close. All right, Jake. Well, have you figured out who's going to win the Super Bowl yet?
If it's by the talk of the town here, the Chiefs, for sure.
Okay. There you go.
The Chiefs are driving the conversation. Yesterday, even, I was like, hey, guys, the 49ers are playing in this game. We probably need to make sure we cover them as well.
How about here's an angle that we've been bandying about. Brock Purdy. Some very interesting similarities to Brady when he took on that unstoppable Rams team, right? Late draft pick, second year in the league, the young, calm, cool, and collected cat looking to upend what was the ruling power of the day. So there you go. That's a segment or two.
Yeah, okay. Well, I also have the voice of SpongeBob today. So
Tom Kenny, right?
Yeah, Tom Kenny, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Tell him I said what's up.
Yeah, I will be doing my impersonation of SpongeBob. I just don't know it well enough,
That's why I named my cat Gary in high school.
That doesn't surprise me.
He has a snail named Gary that meows.
I feel like I maybe knew that.
Yeah.
I got to do some research. That's why I got 2 hours before showtime.
Hell yeah. A little. You have a great day, Jake. Enjoy Vegas. Catch Jake on the Super Bowl Sirius XM channel as well as off campus, 2 to 5 p.m., Sirius XM channel 84. Thank you, Jake.
All right, talk to you tomorrow.
Later, bro. Live, boots on the ground coverage from the Super Bowl. When we get back to Billy and Buddy, keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. So, check this out. Central Plumbing is hiring, okay? There are immediate openings for apprentices and licensed plumbers. If you want top wages in the area, if you need apprenticeships, schools, right, benefits, you want to call 225-925-8552. Send resumes to Jay, that's J-A-Y, Jay at centralplumbing.org. So remember, you want great bennies, top wages, you want Central Plumbing, and there's immediate openings available right now for both apprentices and licensed plumbers. 225-925-8552. Send those resumes to J-A-Y, at centralplumbing.org. Central Plumbing, your one-stop plumbing shop.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Remember, if you're looking for a super offer for Super Bowl 58, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets. If you're signed up for the first time, use the promo code Baton Rouge, and then you bet $5 on the Super Bowl, you get $200 instantly in bonus bets, win or lose. And remember, if you're a returning customer, well, same game parlays means that everyone's got a shot at an even bigger win for Super Bowl 58. So string together multiple bets from the big game for a shot at making your payday even sweeter, whether or not you really believe the Niners are the favorite or if Vegas has it wrong. Whatever it is, the place to play is at DraftKings. So download the Sportsbook app now. Promo code Baton Rouge. New customers, $5, $200 instantly in bonus bets. DraftKings Sportsbook, official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58. The crown is yours. 21 plus, physically present in Louisiana. Select parents only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility. Deposit restrictions apply. Terms of sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Licensing partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem call 1-800-GAMBLER 1-800-426-2537. Billy and Buddy, what's up, dude? How we dealing today? You've been covering, of course, you work for On3. I've been loving my new On3 subscription. Big fan. Billy, y'all do incredible work. You've been covering the Terry Bussey announcement. He ends up choosing A&M. What is the kind of, it was 50-50 going into the day. What is the kind of consensus on the fallout of why A&M got across the finish line?
Yeah, I think for me, it goes back to comfort. This is a guy that one of the best athletes in the country, but he was, kind of pegged to A&M, at least from what I was told in the spring. And obviously, they went through a coaching change, and that opened the door, wider for schools like LSU and in the end Georgia to jump in there and try to change his mind. But I think it came down to comfort. I think he's comfortable in College Station, and he has been around that program for years now. And despite the coaching change, there were still a few people in College Station that he had relationships with that were still retained by Mike Elko. And he knew Mike Elko from a couple years ago when he was with the Aggies, and they kind of recruited him a little bit. Hallman Wiggins, who came on A&M staff as well, had a relationship with Terry Bussey. But LSU did a really nice job trying to change his mind. Frank Wilson, Sherman Wilson, Brian Kelly, and then Corey Raymond and Blake Baker coming in late, laid out a really nice plan for him on development and just overall how he would be used all over the secondary. But ultimately, it just wasn't enough. This is a pretty low-key prospect who was pegged to A&M from the beginning. He gave them, an early silent commitment. He ended up pushing back his decision from the kind of back half of summer to the end of September, and it was still A&M even after Alabama and LSU visits. So I think in the end, he just wanted to be at Texas A&M, and that's sometimes tough to overcome. But LSU is getting a 5-star in the boat officially with Dominic McKinley later this morning.
There you go. So McKinley, is that letter's in now?
He does sign at 10:45.
Okay.
Yep, signs at 10:45. So the letter might be in. I'm not sure, but he is going to sign with the Tigers, which is a huge deal and a massive position of need there to get him on board.
Yeah. I mean, interior defensive line is really the one concern that I have about this LSU roster, and I don't know how they're going to look to fill it come springtime. I guess I'll just ask you that, Billy. I mean, are they going to try to catch just because they just need bodies? Like, forget about trying to get a great player out of the portal or starters or whatever. You just need bodies right now to give Bo Davis to coach. Do you think in that second portal period after spring ball, do you think you see some D linemen find their way to Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I think so. And it's just the wild kind of times of having, unfortunately, to be in that spot where you have to take somebody in the spring. But I do think there will be some options that enter in the spring and some ones that are solid enough that can provide depth and competition and talent to help. So we'll be tracking that. But they are also on a junior college defensive lineman, Jalil Muhammad, who has some big offers out there. He's been on Bo Davis's radar. He picked up an offer last month. He's got some work to do academically to be somebody that they can bring in, or just about any school can bring in at this point. But he has all semester to work on that, which is good for him. And so it wouldn't be a surprise if we saw, once the dead period ended, if he popped up on campus for a visit and kind of was able to start his recruitment up and he's a big body that they're looking at as well. So there's still a couple. There's still a junior college option. There's going to be the portal later this spring that they can go after some depth and some competition there to shore up that room for sure.
Billy, I love what you wrote earlier. We quoted on the show, but kind of about the interplay between Sherman Wilson, Frank Wilson, Raymond Baker, kind of referenced it there, Brian Kelly, and how strong of a pitch they've been creating in the short time together, and how aligned it sort of feels right now. When you look at the class that LSU has now turned in for 24, I'm biased, but I think it's objectively a very good class. Like we've talked about plenty on the show. I think it's a great foundation to build a championship team off, whatever. What is if you talk to recruiting experts across the country, how does this class fall in relation to maybe what the expectations were or are for Brian Kelly recruiting?
Now, this class was a really, really good class. I mean, this is a number 4-3 class for On3 right now, and so it's back-to-back top 5 classes for LSU in a down year in Louisiana, I'll add. I mean, they got some nice pieces from Louisiana, don't get me wrong, but overall, kind of top to bottom, a little bit down. But they were able to still flip Dominic McKinley, flip Gabe Relaford, and those guys are key positions of need there. They flipped Weston Davis on the offensive line, another 5-star. So they were able to really finish well. That's something that has impressed me. I mean, Terry Bussey, he ends up sticking with A&M. That kind of pretty much expected by us when he didn't, give LSU the good word before going up there. But overall, this is a really strong finish. I think you're seeing the momentum build in 2025 for them with the number 1 class as well.
So great work on the recruiting trail, which again was one of the major questions entering the Brian Kelly era. Again, I can't recommend the work enough of Billy Embody and the rest of the team over there at On3. Really enjoy it. You should go check it out. Billy, any sign-up specials or anything to push while we got you?
Yeah, $1 for your first month. So come check us out. Hang out and see if it's the spot for you. It's the news is not going to stop now that signing day is behind us.
No, and what I've learned too is it goes way beyond recruiting. It covers LSU from all facets. If you just want to stay up to date with your Tigers, at Billy Embody on Twitter. Billy, thank you so much, man.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked. Ask the bench.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Your next vehicle is right there off of Airline in Goodwood. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle, maybe a Toyota certified used vehicle, where you still get that excellent Toyota warranty coverage that you can kind of customize to the level that you want, maybe down a little bit on that, Alondra. But again, it's not just getting your new vehicle, used vehicle, maybe leasing, like I leased that Camry for a couple of years. It was awesome. We've gotten 2 murdered out minis now. Love them. New Sienna's just truly astounding, y'all. But what about the service center, the body shop? Okay, you get in an accident, insurance claims are welcome. Go get a free professional estimate. Go take advantage of the incredible customer service, the impeccable lines of communication, where you're kept abreast of the situation, no big decisions made without you. No surprise or hidden fees or craziness on the back end. Shuttle service, rental cars right there on site. They're the best. And all makes and models are welcome. Doesn't have to be a Toyota. Also Toyota Baton Rouge, also ToyotaBatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com. Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2024.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
We're back, OTB again, y'all. DraftKings Sportsbook app. Sponsor the show. We love them. And if you like to play, well, the place plays at the DraftKings Sportsbook. And if you're looking for a super offer of Super Bowl 58, we got you covered. New customers bet on the big game, get just $5. Okay, new customers that sign up with the promo code Baton Rouge, all one word. You bet $5, you get $200 instantly in bonus bets. But if you're a returning customer, remember, DraftKings same game parlays, everyone's got a shot at an even bigger win for Super Bowl 58. So just put together a bunch of bets and get that major payday. It's actually how I won my child's crib. Or not crib, this great double bob stroller back in the day. It was a $25 bet that Pat Mahomes would score the first rushing touchdown of the game. And next thing you know, big payday for Pops. So whatever. Look, the point is, it's all there for you. Whether you like the favorite, the underdog, go play DraftKings. Download $5, 200 instantly in bonus bets, promo code Baton Rouge. The crown is yours. 21 plus, physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs only. Bonus bet expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms of sportsbook at DraftKings.com/football terms. Like see partner Golden Nugget like Charles Gampro. Go 1-800-GAMBLER 1-800-426-2537. Ask the Bench. Party by Colker's Light. Visit Art Seltzer and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus. Wait. Favorite nonfiction book? Oof.
There's this book that's called 5 Presidents that I really enjoyed. It's by Clint Hill. He was a Secret Service agent for John F. Kennedy and Nixon and Jimmy Carter.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, and Roosevelt. FDR.
Geez, how old is this guy now?
Oh, he's old. And we had him whenever I was doing mornings with Brian Haldane. We had him on the show because he just came out with another book. It's a really good book.
I really love...
He's the guy that's reaching out to Jackie O in the picture of the assassination.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
that's
a great
crazy.
book. Yeah.
I've heard about 5 Presidents. I really love... Caesar, which is about Julius Caesar, and I think Augustus, about Augustus. Those are 2 separate books that I think you kind of need to read together.
Meditations.
If you're just going one. No, that's Marcus
Aurelius. Yeah.
No, if we're just going one, I would go Genghis Khan and the Shaping of the Modern World. I believe that's what it's called. Just fascinating.
Taylor's
stuff.
from Livingston, so he doesn't read.
Yeah, what about
so
you,
he
Taylor?
can't,
Favorite
he
nonfiction
can't answer
book?
this question.
Oh, man. We had a couple pop-up books in our library growing up. Those, one of those. There's about 3 or 4 that I could name.
Ask the Bench, favorite branch of the armed service?
Marines. Shout out my daddy.
Okay. Is it technically Navy, right?
No. The Navy is the Uber service for the Marines.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. That's what they say. JK. I don't know. Yeah, just kidding.
Look,
but
everyone
that's a
in
joke.
Baton Rouge knows that I love the troops.
Yeah, shout out to all the troops.
And so I love all the armed services equally.
Me too. But if I had to pick the Marines, just because my dad.
Hell yeah. Thank you for your service. Air Force seems kind of tight too.
Right? You're just like flying.
I like the that Air Force church. I like the architecture they have in that one church out there. I think it's in like Colorado or something. It looks insane. Ask the bench, what's y'all's favorite candies? Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Actually, nothing better to me than a cold Snickers out of the fridge.
I was going to say a Snickers bar, but not cold for me. Like room temp. You ever had the Snickers ice cream bars, T-Bob?
Yeah, they're really good.
They're delicious.
They are delicious. Ask the bench, what do you have planned for your birthday, Alondra and T-Bob? Alondra?
I'm going to happy hour tonight at Rouge Creole.
Woo woo! You going with the girlies?
Yep, going with the girlies.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep, little girls' night.
Me and the fam are gonna go hang out at a friend's house for the South Downs parade.
Nice.
Yeah, and we got some friends coming in town, and then I'd just like to have everybody leave me alone and let me play World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can waste more of the precious time that I have here on Earth doing something that doesn't exist. I love it. Ask the bench. One concert you can go to. Which one are you picking? Anytime in history or now? For me, it'd have to be seeing Led Zeppelin live anywhere. But yeah, I don't know.
I think it'd have to be, for me, Van Halen in their prime. Like right after 1984 came out, I'd probably want to go see them.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan Jackson.
You can still see him. Wait, does he still go on tour?
Yeah, he's a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a month. Not really tour. He just has a couple pop-up shows here and there.
My old man went to Bob Marley at the Warehouse in New Orleans back in like 70-something, and he got shut down by the cops for people like smoking weed and hanging from the rafters. That seemed pretty tight. All right, that'll do it for today's show. Back tomorrow. Hump Day. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you then.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Here on Off the Bench, we are tickled to be partnered with the largest industrial contractor in the entire world. In fact, tickled probably does not do it justice. And the bottom line is that when you think about joining MMR, you're igniting your career. MMR is the largest privately owned electrical and instrumentation contractor in the entire country, and they're seeking talented individuals to join the team. And remember, for over 3 decades, been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge with offices all over the globe. So at MMR, they offer a tailored path for professional and personal development. This is coupled with outstanding benefits and a dynamic culture. So again, guys, whether you're a student seeking internship, you're beginning your career, or a seasoned pro, MMR offers a variety of positions just for you. Build your future with MMR. Apply now at mmrgrp.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.